Like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show. Weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillar. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead and hit that like button, because you already know what time it is, and you know that this is where we're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've even seen some people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this, and it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course you do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, we are back for another fantastic episode of the Roger Report Live. It's gonna be a good one, y'all. It's gonna be a good one. And today we are going to be looking at what are the most important goals of black women, y'all. What are the most important goals of black women? Because we can say all the different goals that black women have, but I want us to really take a look in what we believe, based on what we can tell. What are the most important goals of black women? And I'm going to say shout out to black women, okay? Shout out to them, for having good goals that's important to them, okay? Real talk. Having great goals that's important to them. And, for all of the work and progress they've done to achieve the different things that they have achieved, shout out to them for making it happen, okay? Shout out to them for making it happen. But before we get too far into this, I want to say shout out to all the brothers who come through and give me views on a regular basis. Of course, the sisters too. Y'all are very, very, very important, and that's just real talk. The folks that make up the fam around here. Shout out to all the people who leave comments after the stream, because if nothing else, you are helping with that algorithm. You're helping things move the way they should move, and it's much appreciated. shout out to all the people who hype me up every chance they get. And I just say, man, at least save me one a week. At least save me one a week. I mean, you got to do that. I mean, if you don't want to use every single hype on me, save me at least once a week. Shout out to everybody who hits that like button. And remember, y'all, there's never a bad time to do any of those things. Ain't no time like the present. Even if the show was up for a little while, you do it as soon as you can possibly do it. That's the way to get it done. And make sure you do it on every single episode. So as folks come on new and you go back and check out some old stuff, boom, you make sure it's done. If you've been here since day one, just go through every show and make sure you got it all in there. Make sure you got it all in there because it all helps at the end of the day. So shout out to each and every one of y'all. And shout out to the people who go above and beyond the call of duty, the people who throw a little something on the plate. And gotta honor every single person who does that because I appreciate y'all my VIPs. And at the end of the day, and I'm gonna give a special shout out to today's sponsor of the stream, Why Skinner Man Cave. You are the sponsor of today's stream. Shout out to Why Skinner Man Cave. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Been rocking with me for a good little while. So shout out to Why Skinner Man Cave. And of course, it's great that when you start a show, you see a couple people checking in with you. And y'all know how it goes over here at the Roger Report Live. And I know, it took me a while to get it up today. You know what I'm saying? So who knows who would get it? The person who's being watchful gets it. And y'all, it's none other. And y'all know it can only be one. Shout out to the Highlander of today's stream. He's done it again. My main man, Trail Bentley, is in the house representing as he always does. Hashtag long live the habitual line steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the wilderness. Hashtag dignity over vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's babies. And my personal favorite, hashtag Hey Hydra. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. Glad to see you in the building. Glad to see you in the building. Tunnel Runner is following him up. Glad to see you, brother. Glad to see you. We got my main man Bucket in the house. Great to see you, brother. Great to see you. I'm listening is in the building. Great to have you. Great to have you. Music Man 1982 is at the cool table this morning. Great to have you. Snatch Adams is here. Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. Waskin a Man Cave is in the building. Great to have you. Great to have you. That's the sponsor of today's stream. Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. And y'all, we gonna get into this. What are the most important goals of Black women? Why? Because it's a good subject to look at, and people can have different opinions on what goals should be and what goals are, but we got to look at different things. And I do believe as Black men, we really should understand we should have a pretty good idea of what are Black women's goals. Okay, what are Black women's goals? Okay, now, okay, the link is in the description, and usually I make people wait a good amount of time, but on today's particular episode, I'm not going to even really make anybody wait. You can come up as early as you want. You know what I'm saying? I like a little bit of time, but you can come up early as you want for this one. But I'm going to say, a lot of y'all may not see it the way I see it because I look at stuff the way it is. Okay? A lot of us, we try to look at stuff through some kind of lens that ain't really there. And we like to make up stuff to make ourselves feel good. Let's just be real. It's natural human behavior to make up stuff so we can feel good. Shout out to Toya. I see you. Always great to see you. The darling of the channel is in the building. Great to have you. Great to have you. Great to have you. Okay? Now, I will say, if Black women had the same goals as Toya, or Trust, I should say, we'd probably be all right. Okay? If the majority of them had the same goals, we'd probably be all right. Now, people may say that's a heavy endorsement. Well, based on what I can tell, it's true. Okay? She is one of the women smart enough to say, hey, you know what? I did do something for a period of time. It doesn't make sense as I've done it over time. I want to do something different than what I've been doing, because why keep doing something that doesn't work for me? That should not make her brilliant. It technically shouldn't even make her stand out. But amongst black women, it does. Let's be for real about that. Amongst black women, it does. To say, hey, maybe I was going in the wrong direction. Maybe I should change direction. Amongst black women, yeah, that makes her, almost, basically a genius. I'm gonna say it like that, because that's not what black women normally do. So let's think about it, y'all. What are black women's most important goals? And let's say this. If we want to keep it real, shout out to your AB Media. I see you in the building. If we want to keep it real, just saying what I just said brings up one of the most important goals of black women: being right. Let's think about this, y'all. One of the most important goals of black women is to be right. Okay? And let me say what it really is. It's to be seen as being right. Because black women, from a collective standpoint, have no concern on whether they're actually right or not. But if you treat them as they are right, they're good. As long as you have the perception that what they said is what everybody else should roll with. Now, would the average black woman lead her own friends and family off a cliff, and anybody else willing to join her, if they acted like she was right? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what it wants. She wants to be seen as correct. Now, who that destroys, who that bothers, who that hurts, zero concern. Zero concern. If we gonna be real about it, and that's something that everyone should be able to easily see. That being right is one of their main things. Okay, a black woman gonna give you she'll give you a lot of problems if you act like she wrong. Now, as a man, I've seen this plenty of times, and I'm gonna see it plenty more times. Why? Because I don't act like people right just to make them feel comfortable. A lot of folks, I just tell them, "Nah, you did wrong." And a lot of them believe if they argue a point long enough, you will eventually just let them have it. And when you don't let them have it, it stays an issue. Now, as men, I ain't gonna lie to you. You can lose stuff over the fact that you don't pretend that they are correct. If you worry about losing access to sex, yeah, I'm gonna tell you, y'all, that can hinder your sexual access. It may not be 100% hindrance of sexual access, but it's definitely gonna cut it down. As long as you ain't gonna say that she right, even though she wasn't right, she can hold that over your head. And that's just real talk. Women will create their own reasons behind their own BS. They'll say something that they know ain't true, and then create all kinds of scenarios in their own head, to act like it's true. And as time goes on, you're supposed to just say, "Oh yeah, you know what, you was right the whole time." But if you don't do it, yeah, it could cost you a little bit. The thing is, do you care that it costs you some? Okay. For me, integrity is important. I'll just say that. Integrity is important. All right. Now, what are some of the other things that I see as some of the most important goals of black women? Okay. I'm going to say black women, and it's not about whether they can achieve it or not. It's about what is important to them. All right. Black women want partnership with white men. Okay. That's what they look for. partnership with white men. And I'm being specific. They want partnership with white men. Now, will they take a white man basically any way they can get one? Sure. But what do they want? They want partnership with white men. They would love for white men to see them as equal. Okay? If we gonna be real about it, they would love for white men to see them as equals. You know. Now, are they ever gonna get that? Probably no time soon. But that doesn't mean they don't want that. Okay? And, yeah, it's a difference between wanting something and getting something. All right? I'm talking about the things they want. What's most important to them? Partnership with white men, man, that's way at the top. What black woman don't want to be a partner to a white man? And they want that individually. Individually they want to be. Most of them, care a great deal about their personal partnership with white men. And collectively, they care about the group's partnership with white men. Y'all, they have some dating shows, y'all, and some dating shows are kind of playing into black women's desires, where I don't know how it works. I don't watch the shows. I just know what's going on. Some of the most popular things about these dating shows is you have a black woman ends up with a white man, and they love it. They do all kinds of commentaries on this particular thing, and this one woman that they see on a TV show. Now it's supposed to be reality TV, okay? It's supposed to be reality TV, and a lot of people don't believe reality TV can be scripted in any way. Some people accept that reality TV can be scripted, but it don't make no difference as long as they like it. And at the end of the day, a lot of these women, they see one white guy with one black woman. They're featured on a reality show, and they believe that that's basically supposed to speak for black women as a whole. If it's positive, it should speak for black women as a whole. Okay? Shout out to Muggles, all right? He say, you stay in black women's neck, Roger. I don't know what you talking about, Muggles. I don't know what you talking about, bro. I'm just trying to do a show about what black women want. Why? Because black women are important, brother. That's all I'm doing. Okay, black women are important, and I'm just trying to do a show about something they want because they are very important. Okay, so I don't know what you're talking about, brother. I don't know what you're talking about. I think it's good that the black community as a whole, we learn to look at what black women want because, why should we not? Okay, why should we not? Okay, we're black men, right? Okay, a lot of black men are concerned with what black women want, so we should examine it at some point, right? That's all I'm saying. Let's examine it at some point, So no, I don't mean to stay on their neck. Not me. Okay, not Roger. No. Okay, all right. I'm just looking at what makes sense. Okay. And I know what makes sense is black women want to be treated as if they're right. Okay, it just is what it is. And they also want partnership with white men. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying these are achievable. I'm just talking about what they want. All right. And if you don't believe me, go to any black woman at your convenience. Okay, go to some random black woman that you don't know. Be a stranger. And talk to that stranger and see what she say or do if you treat her like these things are true. Okay? See what happens. Now, and of course, if any of y'all know better, y'all can always throw something out there. Now, black women want to see themselves as being on top. You know, they like calling themselves queen and all kinds of stuff. I'm not saying that it's bad to have something going on with you to, keep your self-esteem up. Okay. If you got to call yourself queen to keep up your self-esteem, okay, cool, whatever. If that's how that's working for you, cool. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. All right. But I'm just looking at what is these grand things that Black women want, or even if you don't see it as grand, what is it something that they just feel like they got to have? Okay, they just got to have it, and to be treated as if they're right. I'm not going to even say the need to be right. I'm not going to even say the need to be right. They just need to be treated like they're right, and they good. And when it comes to be partners with white men, yeah, if they're treated as a partner of a white man, they are fantastic. And I see it because we got, like I said, we got these little dating shows that go on, these reality shows, and Black women fully celebrate any Black woman that's with any white man. Okay? It's that simple at the end of the day. And as many complaints as Black women make about Black men, as long as you make it a white guy, it no longer matters. See, if you a Black man and you can't pay the bills, that's worthy of complaining about. But if you're a white man and you can't pay the bills, you're going to get an automatic pass. You're going to get an automatic pass. Notice how you never see Black women online talking about some white man that's doing them wrong, or how some white man is not stepping up to the plate, how some white man ain't making it happen financially, how some white man is not helping them get their dreams fulfilled. You're not going to find that. And you can go look. I mean, now, I've joked many times about how, you can find, people try to make an example that don't really pop up. And it's like finding the guy with no legs. All right. If you want to take the trouble to look for the Black woman complaining that her white man is insufficient in America, man, all I'm gonna say is good luck. Good luck. I think it's far easier to find a guy with no legs than for you to find some white man who's inefficient and she ready to live to lead that dude. I mean, not too long ago we had, I don't remember their name because they're not important to me, and y'all don't have to put their name in the comments. You had a Black woman who had this whole thing about this white guy that she complained about, and then she acted like it didn't happen or whatever the case is, and she talked about our white man, and then she was saying that she did everything, paid for everything. The reason we live this lifestyle because of me. And I got what she was saying. She put out on social media this whole thing about her and this white man and how they love each other. They got kids together, and Black women eat that type of stuff up. But when stuff hit the fan, she was like, "You don't pay for none of this." Basically, she said, "I fund everything." That's basically what she was saying. I fund everything. But hey, that's them. They're a couple. They can do it how they want to do it. I don't get in couples' business like that, but they went through a lot of trouble to make it public. I mean, she went through a lot of trouble to make it to let people know that the white man ain't pulling his weight. She's doing that. And I'm not slow. I get where the money come from. She's on social media with some white man, and other Black women love that. So therefore, she's gonna make a lot of money through social media. And that white man ain't got to do nothing. He know what's good. He ain't got to do squat. Okay? Ain't nothing gonna change. Okay? Ain't nothing gonna change. And that's real talk. Okay? Now, let's think, y'all. What are the other things that you see is clearly important to Black women? What's clearly important to them? Okay. Now, I'm going to say you got to look at white supremacy. Okay. White supremacy. And Is this real, y'all? Okay. White supremacy is extremely important to black women. All right. Let's be real about it. White supremacy is extremely important to black women. This idea that white people are better is extremely important to black women. All right. Black women are not trying to hear that black is on par or superior to anything they see as white. They ain't trying to hear that. Okay. They are not trying to hear that. You know, we got a lovely lady on screen right now, y'all. Lovely lady on screen. Look at that hair, y'all. Look at that beautiful hair. Okay. You know, black women love to present themselves with hair like that. Now, I'm not saying there ain't no place on planet Earth where black women gonna have some hair like this. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Even in America, there's a small percentage of black women whose hair will look something like this. But let's be realistic. We look at this particular hair. We just assume that, you know, it's a weave or a wig or something going on to it, or maybe she been getting it permed her whole life, or we don't believe that it grows out of her head like that. For the most part, that's not what people expect. It's not about men. It's not about women. That's not what people expect. But now, if you ask a woman to stop wearing hair that does not come out of her head, what are you signing up for? Let's be realistic, y'all. Get you a sister, any random sister, and you tell that random sister, "Hey, man, you can't wear your natural hair." Okay, I mean, you can't wear nothing but your natural hair. You in for a fight. It just is what it is. Okay, the average sister out here would kill you before she would go around and leave her house and not have on some type of wig, extension, or whatever it is so in their mind their hair can look more like white people's hair. Now, can we be real on that? Okay, can we be real on that? Because some people say white supremacy ain't important to black women. Uh, they don't even want to wear hair that don't agree with white supremacy. Okay, they have no desire. I'm talking about collectively. Shout out to the sisters. Because I know it's small, but there is a natural hair movement out there working a little bit. Okay, small, but shout out to the sisters who participate in it. At the end of the day, man, they ain't trying to hear nothing about their head on the like what's accepted by white folks. They ain't trying to hear it. Okay. And if you a black man and if you dare to even attempt to influence them to wear some hair that looks like black women's hair, what do black women say consistently? We don't wear our hair for black men. See, a lot of people refuse to peep game on that. We don't wear our hair for black men. They're letting you know right through the door, black men are not important enough to concern themselves with. So who they wearing their hair for? Now, women will say, well, we wear it for each other, but let's be realistic, y'all. Women are very much concerned about who they can attract with what they put on. So if they ain't trying to attract the black man, you tell me who they trying to attract. Now they'll say, well, yeah, we wear it for women. No. They're not trying to attract women. Okay. It is what it is. They're not going out their way to attract women. They try to attract somebody else. Now, I ain't gonna necessarily tell you it's the white man, even though it's the white man, but I might tell you it's the white man, even though, when it comes down to it, it's the white man. Whether you accept it or not, that's your business. But the proof is in the pudding. Okay, so don't tell me white supremacy ain't important to black women when they are so with white supremacy, they don't even want to be seen in their natural hair. Let's be realistic about it, y'all. They don't even want to be seen in their natural hair. Okay. They can come out here and you can compliment their natural hair all you want to. The only thing they feel in most cases is embarrassed because you saw it. They don't want to even be seen in it. Okay, let's keep that real. Now, you know, I'm not saying they don't have a right to want their hair to look like a white woman's. Okay, so I guess I'll just type this in as have white women's hair. Okay, to kind of keep it short. What's important to them is to have white women's hair. Okay, you know, and there's women that I use a show title that I've done before. And I'd say that to a black woman. I'd be like, white women don't wear weave. A lot of them would get upset about it. And I'd be like, well, you ain't seen no white woman wearing no weave. He'd be like, white women wear weave all the time. And I'd be like, man, no, they don't. No, they don't. I don't never see them in weave. Never. They'd be like, what about this person and that person and this person be on TV? I'd be like, man, that just be their hair. Scarlett Johansson is the white woman I usually pull out on shout out to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, that's why I be using Scarlett Johansson is the white woman I pull out. I was like, man, you ain't never seen Scarlett Johansson in some weave. You ain't never seen her hair short in one movie and then longer than another. And I'd be like, what are you talking about? She wear her hair and maybe she wears short in a particular movie. And then maybe she do another movie and she just grow her hair back out. That's all it is. They get real. They get real upset about that. I'd be like, she just grow her hair back out. Maybe they needed it short for this particular movie, or they needed a certain list for this particular movie. And then when she do a movie where her hair is long, she just grow her hair back out. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Her hair can't grow that fast. Yes, it do. Black women say all the time that white women's hair grow fast. They say it all the time. Okay, so now how come when it's Scarlett Johansson is under the gun, now it don't grow fast? Okay, if you say it grow fast all the time, how come you have a issue with me saying white women don't wear weaves? Now you want to tell me it's slow growing. All this other time it was fast growing, but now that I pointed out to you it's slow growing, now we can't do that. Okay, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Okay. Now, what else are some of the most important things to black women? Okay. I'm going to say, y'all, acceptance from white people. Okay. Did y'all hear that? Okay. I ain't even stutter. Acceptance from white people. Okay. Now, I know some people really look at black women and say, they can't stand, white women and all that type of stuff. No. Black women love white women. Okay. They love them. They may not love them for the reason you think they should love them, but they love white women. Okay. Because where they gonna get a white man from if they don't protect that white woman? Okay. A woman can talk all day about how she don't like black. A black woman can talk all day about how she don't like white woman, but she's smart enough to know I need that white woman to produce that white man I love. At the end of the day, she wants black women to be able to get with white men. But you know what she don't want? She don't want no black man to get with some white woman. Because she don't need you spoiling. Okay, in her mind, she don't need you spoiling the offspring. She mess with a black man and have a baby, that ain't the offspring she looking for. It's better in her mind that they produce a baby that just ain't a plain nigga to her. But she prefer that white woman be with a white man so they can produce some white babies. Let's be real about that, y'all. Can we be real about this? Black women love for white women to be with white men so they can produce white babies. See, they on the same time white supremacy on. They need white babies produced. They need that. Now, they also have this understanding that if they get a white man, then you know what? That throws off, how the baby's gonna come out a little bit. It's gonna throw stuff off. So what they need is for black men to say, hey, we just don't mess with white women. And they push that all day long. And there's been many a woman who's admitted that if they see a black woman with a white man, they think that's 100% cool. But if they see a white woman with a black guy, they are 100% against it. I mean, I don't know how to make it much plainer for you. But at the end of the day, y'all, that's also included in white supremacy because white people need to make white babies so white supremacy can continue to thrive. It go hand in hand. They may want it for two very different reasons, but it goes hand in hand. Okay? They want that white baby to come on out. They want it pure. Okay? Some of y'all might say, well, ain't nobody pure. Hey, they want it pure as possible. Okay? As pure as possible. All right? Now, let's think about this. What is one of the things that are most important to black women? Now, I know I'm going to throw some of y'all for a loop with this one. But when I said, you ain't going to be able to deny that this makes perfect sense. Okay? You ain't going to be able to deny it. The white man's image, y'all. Yeah. What's one of the most important things to black women? The white man's image. And I know a lot of y'all got the light bulbs going off right now. You got that little light bulb. Just, you know what? He right. I ain't never really said it like that. I may not have heard anybody address it that way. But he right. He right. Because one thing black women try to do is to never be public about that white man failing in any context because they don't want black men to see this white man just some normal guy. They believe if they can hide, you know what I'm saying, all the different things or these inefficiencies that white men have, that black men gonna think he's just not a normal guy. You know? Black women love white men having a Superman image. I'm gonna say that a Superman image. Shout out to Trey Bentley. Appreciate you, brother. He say this nigga got a point. Yeah, I know it is. I definitely know it is. But they love white men to have that Superman image, y'all. That's what the best they can do. We want him to have that Superman because we don't want black men to ever think that they can compare to a white man. And see, off GP, if we see a sister who's with a white man, we're supposed to think she's having a much better life with him than she'd be able to have with us. We supposed to think that off GP, you know? And they make a lot of arguments, you know, they make a lot of arguments about this, that, and that. But if you really pay attention to black women, basically, black women try to compare like the top 1% of white men to black men as a whole. And they really concentrate on like they'll take the top 1% of white men and try to compare him to the bottom 1% of black men. And we supposed to just accept that as it's real and they right. And if we would act like they right, they cool. But if we start asking questions, they get a little upset. See, that's the problem. White men out here, they're the owners of industry. Owners of industry. Okay. Yeah, what it is. We talking about white men that own industry. And what you niggas do? You niggas in jail half the time. Half the time. You niggas in jail half the time. Wait a minute. We want to compare the literally top of white men, the literal top. Okay, you talking about owners of industries now? That ain't. That is not no average white man. The average white man is not no owner of industry. Okay, that ain't it. Okay, the average white man ain't got no Fortune 500 company. That ain't real. And you niggas in jail half the time. Okay, let's realistically look at a brother who spends half of his life. He spent half his life in jail. He in 6 months, he out 6 months. He in 2 years, he out 2 years. So you gonna compare those guys with the owners of industry? And I'm supposed to be like, you right? Now see, when you think about it, if she throws stuff out there like that, and I just say, you know what, you right, she had. You don't ask no questions. You just accept it as is real. She good with that. But if I start saying the average white man don't own no industry, the average white man don't own no Fortune 500 company. The average white man can barely stay in front of the average black man, even though they got all these different advantages in America. If we talking about average. Okay? The average white guy is just as, I'm going to say, incapable as the average black guy. Because, they like to stay on how black men are just incapable of doing things. Average white guy don't amount to too much of nothing. Okay? But see, we as black men, a lot of time we don't pay attention to this. They're gonna take their image, the image they have of the top 1% of white men, and go throw that against the bottom 1% of black men, and we supposed to act like they got a point. And if you act like the truth is the truth, they get upset with you. Okay? Now, real talk. I go somewhere, you know what I'm saying? I come up off the expressway. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how we do it in Chicago. Y'all might call them highways or whatever. We normally in Chicago we call them expressway. Y'all might call them freeways. So I pull up off the expressway, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's be real about this. When I pull up off the expressway, what's there waiting when I get off the expressway? A lot of times it's gonna be some bums. Okay, it's gonna be some people begging for money. Okay. It is what it is. Their life is a little tougher than most folks at that particular time. Now, do I see some black men out there? Yeah, I see them. I see them. Sure enough. I ain't gonna even act like I don't never see them. But who do I see the most? White men. Out there just begging. Okay? White men been begging since I was a small child. Okay? Now, I ain't supposed to act like I see this. Okay? Because black women, they do the best they can to protect that image. But I've been seeing white men begging on the expressway since I was a little kid. Y'all remember when you was a little kid? You really couldn't, you ain't had no sides on you. You in the car, you know what I'm saying? For some of us, it was both parents. Some of us, it was one parent, or whatever the case is. And you getting just big enough to kind of really see out the window. You're getting just big enough. I'm supposed to act like I ain't never seen none of them white men out there. I've been seeing them white men out there since I was a small child. But I'm supposed to act like I ain't never seen it. Okay? Okay? No. I don't play that game. They been out there. Okay? They been out there. They've been out there for decades. Real talk. Okay? I know I ain't supposed to say it. But they've been out there for decades. And that's just keeping it real. You know, so black women do like to protect their image. Okay, you know, it is what it is on that note. All right, I was gonna say something else, but I'm gonna hold fast real quick, y'all. Looks like I got my first guest coming up. I'm glad to know the link is working properly the way it should be. Oh, we got Tunnel Runner in the house. What's good, my brother? How you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing good. I just got served my breakfast with a smile on her face. So it's a wonderful day. Good start to the day.
Glad to hear that, brother. Glad to hear that. Shout out to Mrs. Tunnel Runner. Shout out to Mrs. Tunnel Runner.
Yeah, she's doing her job. I see black women most of the time they want to be just the queen without a king. They want to be especially not a black king. They want to be a queen, but they want to be in charge of everything. Maybe if you bring a rich white guy, they might submit to him. But usually, even sometimes that's temporary. But it doesn't seem like they want to be. They just want to be in charge. They want to be um, highly praised for nothing or for little.
Okay. Now I'm gonna say, I don't think black women have a problem with submitting as long as he white. I think, a lot of times we think about how they act toward us versus how they gonna act toward their white man. Cause I'm gonna say, and I kind of like this story because it to me it shows what's real. Yeah, I was in a theater one time. I came out of a movie. I didn't say this before. There was this white guy who was with this black woman. And it looked like they was about to get into it. Y'all know you can see how people about to get into it. And I skedaddled down them stairs real quick. Because I had never in my life seen a black woman with a white man in any kind of quote unquote romantic relationship. I ain't never seen no black woman, jump up, raise her voice, act crazy with no white man. Okay. I had never seen it. Okay. So I hurried up down the escalator. I could have just rolled down the escalator, but no, it looked like they was finna get into it. I wanted to catch up. Man, I tried to catch up and see them argue with each other. It wasn't nothing happening, man. Wasn't nothing happening. I thought I was about to see it, but no, I got down there, man. Wasn't nothing happening. She dare not argue with that white man. She dare not see him upset and not adjust herself. Okay, she did exactly what that white man would want her to do. She got herself in line. He didn't even put her in line. Not that I could tell. She got herself in line. I was like, wow. Looked like she was about to get at him, but she got herself in line. It is what it is.
Yeah, Roger, I don't see the same thing every time. Even I see some white guys get a little angry and upset, and I see the black woman just be so polite. No, they just get so polite and nice and try to work out whatever it is. Out at least out in public. I ain't never seen them do not what they do with us.
No. Now I can say y'all, me personally, not that I even want y'all to name their names. That white man, they're supposed to be doing everything, and the black woman start exposing. I pay for this and I pay for that, and I get what she was saying. This is all because of my social media. That's the only time I've ever seen a black woman get into a beef with a white man, and they supposed to be together romantically, And people even say that was fake. I ain't saying it's fake. I'm not saying it was real. I'm just saying that's the only time I've seen it in you seen it from this entertainment channel that is putting up content for entertainment. I mean, it is what it is. I ain't never seen them get into it with a white man. I'm trying though, y'all. I'm doing the best. I'm doing the best I can.
Me too, Roger. I'm trying to see it because I ain't seen it yet. I want to
Yeah.
see a blow up, baby. I want to see it give it some attitude.
I'm literally running down escalator stairs so I can see it happen, but my feet wasn't swift enough. That's all I can tell y'all. I wasn't fast enough to see them arguing because when I got there, it wasn't no argument at all. Shout out to Black Rule Strikes. He says nothing more depressing to see than a white bum. you got to work hard to be a white. Excuse me, you got to work hard to be white and broke in America. Black Rule he's saying some real stuff. He's saying some real stuff, but I will tell y'all, them white bums is out there. They definitely out there. Okay, I see them. Okay. Shout out to Bronk real quick. He said, you almost witnessed the resurrection of Christ with that one, Roger. Well, I'm going to say, man, it was close, but no cigars, man. That's all I can tell you. It was close, but no cigars, man. I did the best I could to see it go down. But when I got around, nothing happened. Doesn't happen. Now, and I'm going to say this, y'all, that there is a very hidden secret about white bums. Because I'm sure y'all seen white bums before. Y'all seen them going into a shelter, whatever the case is, or maybe y'all like me, y'all see them begging on the side of the expressway and all that type of stuff. You come to downtown Chicago, you can find white bums, y'all. You know, they around. They around, especially downtown Chicago. All right. But you know, a place that I've seen them that people don't talk about, and I understand why people don't talk about it, because you ain't gonna really come across it like that. You know where I found a lot of white bums? The hotel room with a black woman. I told y'all, I do stuff where I go to businesses and I go to homes. You know what I've had to catch people up? I had to catch them at the hotel. Because the guy done fell apart financially. He done fell apart. Okay. They done lost the house or whatever apartment they had. You know, whatever the case is, they lost it. And here I come. You know, I come to give them some stuff or work on some stuff, build something, whatever I got to do for this person. You know what's over there around the corner? Sometimes hiding, sometimes in plain sight. You know, because you know, sometimes I guess they embarrassed when they see a black guy, but it'd be that white man's black girlfriend, and even sometimes their black wife. Yeah, they be right there. You know. Now I understand they not trying to have me see them in this situation because of that black woman. This is a compromised situation for her. I'm not supposed to catch up with a white husband, and they done failed so far that they living out the hotel. I ain't supposed to see that. Okay. And you know, a lot of times she'll act like I wasn't supposed to see it. She'll act extremely embarrassed. Now, me, I'm professional, so I ain't worried about it like that or whatever. But you know, I just noted in my head, okay, got another one. Got another one, and just move on. But at the end of the day, they work very hard to protect that white man's image. They work very hard for that. You know? Now, and there's all kinds of ways you can see black women working to protect that white man's image. You know, you talk about white folks being evil, they want to talk about everything but white folks. You know, black women will literally hit you with some black on black crime stuff when you talking about white people. Okay, you talking about white folks being who they are. Black women try to get you into a black on black crime situation going on, as if white on white crime don't exist. Heck, if you start counting, most crime in this country is white on white crime. If we just want to be realistic about it. But you know, she'd rather protect that image. You know? This whole thing about the soft life, y'all. Why is the quote unquote soft life important to black women? Because it's their way of saying, if I'm with a white man, my life can be easy. Let's keep that real. If I'm with a white man, my life can be easy. And I want to be with that white man. They even call being with a black man struggle love. If I have to actually work to better a black man, I'm being abused. I'm oppressed. What y'all think black women mean when they talk about marriage is oppression? What y'all think they talking about? They talking about being married to a black man is oppression because I might have to work. I might have to do something. Okay, that is not what they trying to put out there. You know, now if it is working for that white man, it's being a good wife. But if you work for that black man, you're oppressed. All right, let's be real about it. Shout out to Black Who Strikes. He says the black woman who is complaining about her white husband in social media was make guarding. Their fame was drawing other black women to him, and she tried to taint him for fear of losing him. I'm gonna say shout out to Black Who Strikes. That makes all the sense in the world to me because when you get a little fame on you, you know, and she got to deal with the reality since she put up all that social media about her and her husband. Guess what? She done told all these black women that this dude like black women. So what she got to do to make sure she don't lose her white man to another black woman, because the black woman ain't finna come through with no honor. Like, well, you know, that's old girl's man. I ain't gonna mess with him. Black women is nowhere near about that life. Okay, nowhere near about that life. She got to do what she got to do. She got to do what she got to do, and she got to make sure. Hey, y'all, don't look at him. Don't look at. Now I'm gonna say Black Who is 100% correct, but I'm gonna also say that ain't gonna work at all. Because what you're not gonna do is get a black woman to not have sex with a white man when it's available to her. That's what you're not gonna do. So, you know, shout out to her for trying. It ain't gonna work, but shout out to her for trying. You know, but hey, you know what? At least we got good information out of that. We found out he basically can do whatever he want to do. Because when it comes down to it, she gonna pay for everything. She gonna keep pumping that social media. She gonna keep black women engaged, and she gonna keep getting that bread. So he don't ever have to do anything. That's real talk. Now, when the last time y'all saw a black woman who lived that way for a black man? You know, she gonna keep him. Now, well, I think it was just yesterday I was saying how black women ain't trying to take care of black men. See, where you gonna find black guy? You know, he get with some young lady in his 20s, and she gonna be with him when they in their 80s, and she footing the bill. Where you gonna find that at? Okay, all I'm gonna say is good luck if you looking for that. Good luck. Okay, because I ain't gonna say black women won't fund a black man for a period of time. She will. But she is not going to take care of no man. And I continue to ask him, y'all, are you willing to take care of a man? And the answer is still 100% no. Not one woman has told me up to this point that she is willing to take care of a brother. You know? And when you ask this question, you know they thinking about brothers. Nah, But see, on the low, when you white, this is not a problem. Because, you know, people may say, well, you know, if they husband and wife, she shouldn't split. You know what? You can put that as a great argument. But I also find the ones that ain't even married yet. Yeah, I run into the white man who homeless, and he homeless with his black woman. She ain't going nowhere. It is what it is. She ain't going nowhere. You know? And if you say something slick about it, you know, if you just say, man, you know what, you a good sister. I see your man ran into a little problem and you staying loyal to him. That's good to see. That's good to see. People struggle sometimes. She gonna take it as an ultimate compliment. Even though you being slick, she take it as the ultimate compliment. You know what, you right. Okay. We gotta learn to stick by our man's side. That is always easy when you are white. Now I'm gonna tell you something else I don't ever really see. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't ever really see black women doing the same thing for a black man, unless she thinks she can control this nigga. I'm not finna sit here and lie to you and say that I ain't found a sister taking care of a man. If she believes she can control that nigga, she gonna do it. Cause he a nigga at that point. Okay. But I can say I ain't never seen a sister with a black man that lost the house. I can throw that out there. Now I didn't seen it with a white man that lost the house, or even an apartment. Maybe it was just an apartment. You know. Now I don't see those sisters. I ain't never met one that was at the hotel or the motel, however y'all want to say it. You know, because she was with a man that had a home of some kind, whether it was an apartment or a house, and he lost it and she's still with him. I ain't never seen that one time. That's, I guess, different
Hey,
things
hey,
happen.
Roger, have you? I have seen a group of black women have one girl come with a white guy, and they all just get happy, joyful, just to see that one woman, no matter what condition that white boy's in, just that she's with a white guy. The whole group of black women get happy. It's like Christmas Day or something.
Well, there is something to, black women feeling validated when a white man shows interest in them, and to be associated with a woman that a white man is interested in. I mean, they probably get some validation off that too. They probably do. I ain't saying it's wrong. I ain't saying it's right. I'm just trying to look at what are the most important goals of black women. Now, is that a goal for them? I mean, I'm gonna say yeah. For really, this a desire to them. It's definitely a desire for them to have a white man amongst them. That's definitely a desire. Okay, but it can get tricky because the whole group may want the white man. And truth be told, if a woman is with a white guy, her group of friends want that white guy as well. That's just being real. All right. And now we got a guest up, so I'm gonna get to him in a second. Black Rule just said something else in the chat. I'm gonna get him taken care of. He says, Black Rule Striker says, a while back, Roger, I sent you a video of a black woman who was smiling and giggling while living with a white man in the open woods. I guess if he's white, black women would choose the man and the bear. That's 100% real, y'all. That's 100% real.
Man, that's funny. Black girl got it going on. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, recently there's been a white man who been out who was out on a date with a black woman, and maybe it's a trend going around where you got these people talking about this like a great place to kill you, or if I was gonna kill you, this would be a great place to do it. And some white guy said that to a sister. So, it's a thing that's out there a little bit. It's a thing that's out there. So, I mean, it is what it is. Supposedly I guess the black woman got rattled when he said this or whatever the case is, but I don't believe it. It might have took her back, it may have took her off guard, but is she gonna stop dating that guy? That's the real question. Is she gonna leave him alone? And I believe the answer is no.
Yeah, that was only 2 seconds. She got nervous for 2 seconds, then she was back to normal.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, no matter what the time frame is, again, black women, from what I know of, they never just gave up a white man. I don't know one scenario where a black woman was willing to leave a white man. I don't care what happened. I just don't know of it. I'm not gonna pretend like I do. But I want to get AB Media in here, so he can throw out what he want to throw out. AB Media, we are talking about what are the most important goals of black women. You know what I'm saying? Just in general, what are their most important goals? What would you like to add to the table, my brother? Good to see you.
Yes,
what
sir.
are their most important goals? Let's start with not taking accountability for anything they do, anything they screw up. Well, not only not taking accountability, blaming Jermaine for it. In other words, us for whatever they screw up, even if we have literally nothing to do with it.
I mean, that's a powerful point. That's real talk.
As far as them, wanting to be with white men, I've said this on multiple occasions. One of the reasons I bust out laughing at divestors is I already have white in-laws. 3 of my female cousins are married to white men. It is what it is. As long as they treat them right, I don't really care. I got a nephew that's married to a white woman, so admixture, as BGS calls it, is nothing new to me. It doesn't bother me. Long as they treat their spouse right, I don't really care.
Okay.
But back to the subject. Like I said, blaming black men for everything. Trying to always be in a position where they can quote unquote run circles around us. Their focus is being the quote unquote most educated. I almost forgot their some of their new focus is down with the patriarchy. And if you to believe what they're doing on TikTok, now they're on some. You can't call little girls fast anymore. But that seems to be their focus right now.
That don't even sound. Why would you not call them fast if they fast?
Well, they say you just call them fast because you look at them like, no, we're not.
I'm gonna call them fast because black women have a culture of trying to get their daughters to have sex with grown men when they shouldn't.
Oh yes,
I'm gonna say that. The black women encourage their daughters to be fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially when that man's paying the bills. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Oh, yeah. Now I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm adding this to the list because you said avoiding accountability. I'm definitely adding that on because ain't nowhere in the world that you can't see how black women are trying to avoid accountability. That's a very obvious one. So, that definitely should be on the list. And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put what you said. I'm gonna put blaming black men for their faults. I'm gonna put that on it too, because that is something that you can see from a general standpoint. But the black men involved or not, they are trying to blame a black man for it. So I'm gonna. Well, I'm just saying whether a black man is involved or not, there's plenty of evidence where they do want to blame a black man for what's going on. Okay, that's all.
They try to blame us for that one lady that I don't know if she unalived herself or what happened in that over in that African country with that white dude.
No. We not gonna talk stupid on my channel. You talking. But now you saying something with that white man. You said you don't know if she killed herself or if the white man did it. Now we don't know at this particular point. But my thing is she lived the life that she wanted to live, man. She had she had a white man. I mean, it was shout out to her. What was her name?
Ashley
Janae. That's what she went by. Ashley Janae. Yeah, I mean, shout out to her. She died with a white man, and she died on vacation. Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't act like that's a problem.
Lions and animals, other thing that she wanted to. She was glamorizing that. She was showing people that she living the life.
I mean, my thing is she definitely wanted that life, and she had that life. Now, however her life came to an end, I'm just saying, let's just celebrate the fact that she was able to get the life she wanted before she went. There's people who work for decades and never get their life they actually wanted. So, shout out to her for achieving it. Okay. Whether that white man killed her or not, I mean, it is what it is. She dead either way. You
live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Well, I don't want to say that because that means something foul was going on. But at the end of the day, I'm just saying let's celebrate the fact that she got what she wanted before she left up out of here, and she wanted an image of being the prize of that white man, and I think she achieved that before she went. Okay, when people was digging up her social media stuff, I think she achieved that before she went. So she got to be where she wanted to be, and that's got to mean something. It's got to mean something. All right. And we got one more guest who then came up. So I'm going to go ahead and let him get the mic. Santana has decided to join us. Santana, what's good, my brother?
What's going on, y'all? To me, these goals that black women got, they got a few goals. Whether they positive or negative, that's up for whoever wants to deal with them decide. But one of the goals I think, then to me, I'm always disturbed by, because it seems like a lot of them go this route, is one of the goals is bringing kids into poverty. And I have seen it so many times, and it seems like they all kind of say the same thing. For some reason, it's like some type of plan. It's some type of plan out for them. Like before they even born, like they go this route, and this is what happened to them. It's crazy because all of them got the same goddamn map out. If you ask me.
Well, you can't say all, because then your argument don't make sense
Okay.
in most cases.
Not all. Okay, not all, but majority of them. Then, another goal, to me is they go through these phases. I'm not sure why they got to go through these phases, but about time you meet a woman, she didn't been through so goddamn much. You be trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with you. Like, why you can't, you know, why you can't be a feminine woman, if that make any sense. Why you done been through so much where it done scarred you, and it seemed like it's only our women. It's not. I've dealt with plenty of other women outside my race, so I know what I'm talking about. But again, about time they get to you, they done went through so much, and some of them kind of wear that shit like a badge of honor, like you supposed to respect some shit like that. Me personally, I don't want my woman that went through nothing.
Basically, they're addicted to trauma.
Right. But yeah, it's other ones. But I'm not going hold y'all up too long. But yeah.
Well, I'm a little shocked, but I'm gonna say that you actually got to something that I can say I can easily see and easily agree with. Because black women wanting their children to experience poverty, it's hard to say you're wrong about that one. It's hard, and I said myself.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's. I done said plenty of times myself that if you got the best lawyer you could get, and he had to go up against anybody else and had to prove that black women love their children, that dude is in trouble. I don't care how credible lawyer. If he got to prove black women love their children, he in a lot of trouble.
Well, I'm gonna say they view love differently than how, especially of course, how we view it. But it's almost like they look to just have kids before even thinking about getting married. And to me, having a kid with somebody is way more impactful than getting married to somebody. So it's like, I don't know, they wired I don't know why they wired the way they are. I'm not sure what it is. I thought it was a woman thing, you know. But I guess if you I guess it I guess if you I guess if
Hold on. I gotta say, according to the stats, what you saying is not true. Being married seems to play a great deal to children. We want to pretend that it don't mean nothing, but children of married couples seem to get better results. So it's got to mean something.
Me personally, I'm not gonna lie to you. My wife is have real spiritual, and me and her done had this talk. But we think kids that's outside of that's had outside of marriage is cursed anyway. It even said in the Bible that the kids pay for the sins of the parents. So, and my man, when you passing all that trauma down to your kids and all this, that, and third, then I guess it does got to go back to what you said. Like, do they really love their kids, or do they even know that they doing these things?
Well, I'm gonna say, when you live in a country where you get to make a lot of decisions, because people can say whatever they want to say, but America is a country where you get to make a lot of decisions. As an adult, I'm not gonna pretend you don't understand the decisions you making. I ain't even going there with you. What you do, you did it because that's what you wanted to do. It is what it is. You was cool with it. You went for it. You know, yeah, we know what we're doing. Absolutely for the most part, we definitely know what we're doing. If we don't have enough knowledge, we can't even do some of the stuff that we want to do. The knowledge allows you to do the thing. So yeah, we know what we're doing. That's just a general thing amongst adults. We definitely know what we're doing. But I think black men gonna have to accept that's true even when it comes to black women. They know what they're doing. Ain't no such thing as trying to tear family apart and you did it by mistake. No, you did that deliberately. This is what you wanted. Okay. Now I'm gonna make room for another guest because Bronk has come up. So before Bronk goes, I'm gonna say this is what we got so far, y'all. We got to be treated as if they are right. This is a very important thing to black women. Partnership with white men is a very important thing to black women. White supremacy is a very important thing to black women. Okay. Having white women's hair is a very important thing to black women. Acceptance from white people is a very important thing to black women. The white man's image is a very important thing to black women. Avoiding accountability is a very important thing to black women. And blaming black men for their problems is a very important to black women. And they want their children impoverished is also a very important thing to black women. That's an interesting list that's being developed. But this is what we got so far, y'all. This is a very interesting list that's being developed. And I don't want somebody who just came across this and don't understand or never seen the show before. If you have any opinion you want to jump on this panel and say that we can see, from the collective of black women and what's important to them, positive, negative, whatever. Hey, you welcome to come do so. Because this is a very interesting list is being developed so far.
Boy, they think that shit normal.
Yeah. Well, I just want people to know if you think something it should be on this list that ain't there, you are welcome to, hit that link. State your case, man. State your case. That's all I'm gonna say. Or if you're a woman, state your case. State your case. We'll see what y'all own. But yeah, this list makes a lot of sense based on what we see in society so far. But I'm gonna turn it over to Bronk. He let him get his 2 cents in. Go ahead, Bronk. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. What up, Roger? What up, chat? What up, panel? I'm gonna add to that list, man. And this is what I'm gonna add to the list. Black women want the freedom to be single mothers.
Well, I mean, they technically already have that, don't they?
The freedom to be single mothers is very important to them, and they will actively fight to keep that in force. They don't want families. They don't want a black man telling them what to do. They don't want to get on a black man's program. They're having the children with black men just so long as they maintain their freedom to be a single mother.
Yeah, I'm putting it on the list, brother. I'm putting it on the list.
Hey, it's so weird because I remember I wound up talking to my ex, and she wound up having 2 kids and shit. And she had like a messed up even mindset because I think what we was talking about, I think we was talking about marriage and stuff like that. So she wasn't with her baby daddy no more. And I just remember like I just remember us talking about it, and I just remember her saying like, "Oh yeah, things don't last forever. Everybody break up. It is what it is." And I'm like, so in my mind, why continue to hide kids or why continue to go to the next person? Like, why is that the mindset? Or at least that's what she was giving me. That oh, you just gotta find a person that's for you. It might not be the person you got kids with. So you think you gonna go over here and hide his kids, and if things don't work out, then what? You gonna go to the next? Like, man, look here, I can't, man. And
Black women want to maintain their freedom to be single mothers.
Well, I'm gonna change that because they have the freedom to be single mothers. I think what's important to them is their acceptance of being a
I was
single
finna
mother.
say that. Like
Yeah,
some like him, somebody or like people made them feel like it's okay.
no, not people making them feel like it's okay. They want to make people feel that it's okay. They because they can do it. They definitely can do it. It's nothing stopping them from doing it. But they want other people to accept that this is what they own. So
Roger, could I
it's got
It
to
ask
be.
ain't
you?
like it ain't like this was some type of conversation they had. This had to be
Oh,
some
they
type.
had it. They
No,
they
this
had a
was not
time. No, they had. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
who
You wasn't involved, but they had this conversation,
when.
bro. When you have a free society, and in a free society, over 50% of the people make a decision. That's a choice. So black women are obviously talking amongst themselves and saying that this is what they prefer to do.
Roger. It's very important for black women not to allow black men to check them or to control them. That's something that's very important to black women. That not to have a black man, because who's going to check me, boo? No one's
Mm-hmm.
checking them. They're going to do what they want to do. That's some of their favorite, especially when they're young. This is their favorite saying is, "I'm going to do what I want to do," even though there's rules and regulations and just everywhere. But their belief that they can do what they want to do and not have any consequences is a downfall to them.
I mean, they definitely want to do what they want to do without black men being able to direct them in any way.
Hey,
Okay, so but
I was.
hold fast. We got great black reset who done came up, so I
That's
gotta
why
let
we
him get
kept
in.
talking. We trying to get.
What we doing? What we doing? What we doing,
Man,
Colorado?
No, my
What
brother,
we
he's
no,
doing?
making
no,
a
no,
point,
no.
No,
bro.
no,
I mean,
no,
he's making
no,
a point.
no,
He is making a
no,
point. He's
no,
making a
no.
point. But
I,
well,
I hope it's a whole pack of crushed up aspirins in your coconut pancakes, man.
all right.
It's
Go ahead,
tasting
Barry.
bitter.
He said, "Go
It's
ahead,
tasting
get your
bitter.
opening statement
Well, I tell you, man. See, I came up here trying to be peaceful today, but y'all want me to throw chairs. I don't know why. But I think it's important to black women. Two things are important: them being seen as victims, and them being victorious after being seen as victims. So they want to be seen as victims always. It's always somebody else's fault. When you see them get pulled over by cops, it's all the problems and the issues that are happening during that traffic stop. It's always somebody else's fault. Them being single mothers, they're victims. The men left them by themselves, and they had to raise these kids on their own, and all this other kinds of stuff. So they want to be seen as victims, and then they want to be seen as victorious, rising up out the ashes of this victimhood. So they tell these lies about they're the most educated, they're making more money than black men, and they're doing all these wonderful and great things, regardless of all these things that have been said against them. So they want to be the victorious victims. I'm landing my plane there.
All right. Well, I'm definitely gonna add that to the list. Victimhood.
Can hey, I was watching. I forgot what I was watching. I don't know if it was Fox News or CNN, but they was talking about these teen takeovers. And one of the analysts, he just said something that just kind of caught me. I don't know. I don't know if it was racist or not, but he pretty much just said, Let's just be real. This is a black takeover or a black teen takeover, or something like that." He
I,
said, and because he pretty much put it out there, it ain't no other races out there doing this, but just them. And
relate what you're talking about to the show.
to the teen takeovers, it's
Relate
black.
that to the show.
Okay, all right. And I'm trying to understand how that a black women can see that and don't think that's a product of them.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, are you being fair? Are you being fair to black women talking about team takeovers?
What do you mean, fair?
Is that really them?
That's a product of ain't
What,
that
what,
state kids?
what are the most important goals of black women? Is team takeovers one of the most important goals? Because I mean, it's in the title. It's team. That's something teams are doing. We're talking
Right,
about black.
but
We're talking about the important goals of black women. Is that really fair
right.
to them?
Oh, right. I feel what you're saying, but I see what you're saying, but to me that just maybe I was just making another point.
No, I mean that's a thing that we may even discuss one day because I've looked into some of the stuff about Teen Takeover. But I'm just saying, to be fair, is that an important goal of black women?
A goal?
Yeah,
No,
because
I
that's
wouldn't
what the
say that.
show
No,
is
I
about.
don't.
What
No, I
what
wouldn't
are the
say that
most
was a goal.
important goals of black women? That's what the show is about. I ain't
Okay.
saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, is it really what the show is about?
Nah. It was something I just brought up.
I mean, let's leave it to another day. Then let's leave it to another day. Okay,
Mm,
because I want to know what is the because y'all gonna say some stuff that I may not think of, but what are the important things that are going on with black women? Okay, now I'm gonna say this. I think it's important to black women that children are dumb. I think there's some level important that kids must pass no matter what. Okay, because I think that's how they believe white supremacy should work, and to get involved with trying to better their kids' education, I don't think they want to do that because it's I mean, we've been saying for years now about how stuff has been going on, and then it was the boys falling off when it comes to reading and stuff like that. Now it's like children in general is falling off, and the mamas don't seem to be doing anything about it. So I do believe black women want their children to be dumb so they would not challenge white supremacy. That's something I see. Do y'all see that as a real thing as well, or is that just me?
Yeah, no, I can agree with that, bro. I can agree with that. I'm gonna go a step further. I'm gonna say that black women want to see their daughters pregnant young.
Well,
They want to see their daughters.
before you change the subject, I'm trying to see if what I'm saying should be put on the list.
No, definitely, absolutely.
What the rest of y'all think?
I agree. I agree. You can't have college. You can't have women with degrees and masters and their children not being on level. It's something's going on
Yeah,
there. It's just obvious. You got women that got degrees. You got principals that have male childs that are not on level. That's below. Something's wrong.
Okay, I'm gonna put. Then I guess
yeah.
I'm gonna put. They want children that can never grow up to challenge white supremacy. Well, yeah,
Hmm.
they would never be able to challenge white supremacy. That sound about right.
Hmm.
I see a couple
I
things
If
in
thought
the
you're a
chat
white
too.
supremacist,
not
if
China.
you're a white
What's
supremacist, why would you raise your children to challenge white supremacy?
I mean,
Why
real
would you
talk,
do
you
that?
would, you would.
I mean, yeah, you're alive. You're an ally.
Yep. But you know what? It's good to take notice that they are an ally. Good to take
Hmm.
notice. Because a lot of people don't want to take notice of stuff like that. Now I'm gonna say shout out to Creator. I see Creator is in the chat. He got a couple. Uh, Creator, that's funny right there. That's funny. But I feel you, brother. He said the victorious Vic. They do be looking for that. But he said independence on any level. I do believe that has importance to black women. And he said something else too. To be better than men. Hmm. I would say what's more fitting is to be viewed as superior to men. Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
they want to.
wait a minute. Do they want to be viewed as superior to white men, or do they just want to be viewed as superior to black men?
They
To
want to
black.
be viewed as superior to black men. They don't. They don't want to do the actual work to be better than black men. They just want
Right.
to be viewed as better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna add that to the list. Y'all, we all agree on that to be viewed better than black men. I mean, viewed as superior to black men.
Yes.
Anybody got any positives out there?
Not yet. I'm thinking. I'm thinking hard.
They're entertaining.
I'm just saying, ain't no positive stuff. Nothing.
Hey, listen, they do want to be viewed as entertaining. They love to dance in front of the cameras. You know,
Putting it very
they
nice
love
of
to
you. Putting it
Want to
very
be
nicely. I
star of the
like that.
show. They want to be star of the
they
show all the time.
they 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 love to be yeah,
Okay, you
they
know what?
want to be
Attention, attention. I just put it as attention.
yeah,
Yeah, put
That's
attention.
Yeah, that's a good
they
one.
extremely
want
important to
attention.
them.
That's a good one. I'm
Attention.
surprised you ain't had that one on there
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah, I mean, when you
Well,
start writing out the list, you
attention
need a
is
little,
attention is their currency. Attention is their currency.
Yeah.
well,
Hey,
I mean,
GBR. My wife just brought
Sure.
me this croissant. What side should I eat? From the right or to the left? Which way is this hot
Uh,
croissant with some nice coffee?
thinking about the statement that was made when I first came in. Whatever side burned the top lip. Whatever side burned your top lip. Start over there. Wherever you see the steam coming off of it, make sure you get a bite right there.
Oh, thank you, my brother. Appreciate your help.
yes, sir.
Where all the butter man running off the side of it because it's melting down. That's where you start. That's where you start.
Now,
Sí se puede. Yes, we can.
Sí se puede. Sí se puede.
okay.
No, I mean, the positive things are the entertainment. If you like that kind of thing, man, they love to dance, and they gonna put on a show for you. If you, they love to show off their wares, you know. So they will they're doing the best they can to be naked without being naked. So if you like looking at that kind of stuff, they will leave nothing to your imagination if you go to the right places.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. They definitely want to be next, but I just put it
Yeah.
all as attention because at the end of the day, you know, I think that's kind of the main source. Black women want attention. They want it on them basically all the time. You know, very few times, do they not want the attention. Um, they believe having enough attention is going to get them into some of these places that they want to be. So far, I have to be treated as if they are right. Okay, that's the first thing I got, to be treated as if they're right. Partnership with white men, white supremacy. That's the third one. Number 4, we got white women's hair. Okay, number 5, we got acceptance from white people. Number 6, the white man's image. They're very much important about that white man's image. So this would be what, 7? Avoiding accountability. 8 would be blaming black men for their problems. So 9 would be they want children impoverished. Yeah, I mean it's sad, but yeah, they want children impoverished, and they also want the acceptance of being single mothers. They do want victimhood. They also want children that will never be able to challenge white supremacy. They want to be viewed as superior to black men, and they want attention. These are the most important goals of black women. Now, is there anything I just read that I think we are wrong to have on this list? No, I don't see that at all.
Oh,
Um,
we're talking about their goals.
yeah,
You
their
want to know
goals,
you want to know what their dating goals are?
not necessarily dating goals, just their goals. Period. Their goals.
No,
Period.
no. But these are their goals
Well,
because this go.
hold fast, because we got a guest that came up. And I'm gonna say shout out to there. I said it. He said, I disagree, Roger. They want girls smart, aggressive, but boys dumb and passive. Well, I'm not gonna say that ain't true to a certain degree, but all I said was they don't want children that will challenge white supremacy. So, regardless of what they want the boys or the girls to be, we can accept that they don't want the children to challenge white supremacy. Because a smart girl that doesn't want white supremacy is still a problem for them. So I can rock with you to a certain degree. There, I said it because of course they've always seemed to favor the girls to be smarter than the boys. They do that, but I think the main issue is they don't want children that's going to challenge white supremacy, and black girls are not, for the most part, going to challenge white supremacy ever. All they're going to do is grow up and then start getting on board with their mamas. That's how I see that. But we got one more guest that came up, so I want to let him get the mic. We got Mr. Me Too in the building. Go ahead, my brother. How you doing?
Morning. Hey, I got a couple of things I want y'all to chew on real quick. Let me drop that down.
Pause.
The first thing is a positive. I think they do got a goal to really try to earn money. They do seem to want to earn money. How they earn it can be debated.
Collectively, you think that's the goal of black women?
Right. Collectively, they do want to, or at least to appear to.
But you said earn money. You think the collective of black women want to earn money?
Yes.
You know what? What y'all think about that one before we go too far into this? Because
I'm gonna let him finish. I'm gonna let him finish before because what I was gonna
because
say.
it's part of your open statement. But we'll examine this stuff. Yeah, go ahead, because you are making an
Let him
open
finish.
statement. Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah.
You heard what Reset think with that answer, but go ahead.
They do want they are out there trying to earn money. And another thing is one of their goals is, I don't know why you didn't mention this earlier, Roger. This is one of your things you always seem to mention. They have a goal to be America's hope. They really want to be seen as easy and promiscuous, and make themselves available not just to white men, but to anybody who want to engage. And the other thing, I think black women have a goal to help keep American prison systems fair. And I mean, I think that's just self-explanatory. And I'm gonna close up there. And I'm gonna drop down too, fellas. Chew over that, and I want to hear what y'all think about that.
Pause. What the hell are you talking about? Chew on something.
Come on, man, brother. Well, I must say the funny part to me is that when y'all do that Paul stuff, that's gay supremacy. Gay people got y'all saying things so y'all can feel better about what y'all said. I ain't never agreed with that. I'm just gonna keep it real to you. That's how I see that.
I'm
Why
with
do I
you.
need to say something to
I'm with
acknowledge
you.
this or that when it comes to gay folk? I mean,
I'm with you, Roger.
it's not my responsibility.
I'm a grown man. I say what I mean. I mean what I say.
Yeah.
I am not
I ain't pausing
responsible
for
for.
you.
Yeah, I ain't responsible for what your mind is on. I'm not responsible for that.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna say,
But
I say nowadays you gotta
go ahead.
watch
no,
it because some guys
no.
man.
We're not gonna have a conversation about that. We're not gonna change the subject of the show. Shout out to Black Who Was Strike. He said if their black girls are smarter than black boys, white supremacy wins by default. I'm gonna say shout out to Black Who Strikes for that. Yeah, because I don't think saying that is against what I'm saying. They they don't want kids that's gonna challenge white supremacy. Okay, they just don't. Okay, and Black Who Strike did also say women do not overthrow anything, which is just real. That's just real. They go along with stuff. They ain't trying to overthrow nothing. Now, America's hoes, yeah, they do want to be America's hoes. Is there anybody who think black women don't want to be viewed as America's hoes?
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree too. I
And
Sexual,
second that
sexual,
emotion. I second it.
that sexual
Yeah, I agree
freedoms
with that.
and liberation are of ultimate importance to them.
Yep.
Now,
now
to
you
his first to his first comment, I would make an amends. I don't think black women want to earn anything. I think they feel entitled to everything. They don't want to earn anything, and they're teaching their children to do the same thing. The goal of black women is to attach themselves to a man, drive him into poverty, and then move on to another man and repeat the process.
I mean,
That's their goal.
I see that as more of a goal. But see, yeah, the reason I had an issue with the first thing he said because the word "earn" was a part of it. And I'm like,
Hmm.
women ain't trying to earn money. You know what I'm saying? They want to have sex with a guy, get a baby, and then get, you know, really they want unlimited monthly income off that baby because they want that income still come after that baby is 18 and over, but they just don't have a way to make that happen. But they definitely want it though. So I see black women want to make money off their kids. You know,
Yeah, because when you
Facts.
say earn,
I think
if
that's
that was true, they would be doing it. If it was true, they would be doing it because they have all the rights to to do it, but they're not doing it. They're trying to find the easy way out. Whatever easy,
Well,
they're not trying to earn. They're trying to find whatever they can do to get some money. They'll do whatever. They're not trying to earn. Earn would be they would just be working as and keep working and do all these things to earn it. They're not trying to earn it. They're trying to steal it in a lot of ways.
Yeah, they want
back
to get a lot more
back
than
in
what
the
they producing.
back in the day when government subsidies was the thing to do, they had a name for it. They call them stair step babies, where you would have babies at intervals, 2 to 3 year intervals from different guys. This is why it became popular to have babies from different men. Because if you have four, let's just say you got 4 kids. If you got 4 kids from the same guy, you don't get nearly as much in financial support as you would from 4 guys from 4 different guys. Because it's a percentage game. It's a percentage game. They get a higher percentage, especially if it's the first child that guy ever had. That's why they look for men who don't have children who have jobs, and they get pregnant from them. They find 3 or 4 different guys, and it subsidizes their whole life, and it allows them to get into the system to get more government subsidies. With women in general, um, um, especially single women, are a net negative on our GDP.
I mean that is real talk. Back in the day, I mean, even still to this day, the way you can get certain things from men based on what man had the child, because a man you have 4 kids from, and let's just say he making 10,000 a month. Let's make him he got some good income. He making 10,000 a month, but that's it. But now if you take 4 different guys, let's say they make 4,000 a month. Well, now you got $16,000 worth of income. None of them
Yeah,
is doing as well as that one guy who makes 10,000 a month, but together they make 16,000 a month. So money's gonna get distributed according to what he's really putting in. So yeah, a lot of women figured I'm not gonna have my baby with the same man because I'm only gonna get so much out of him. I need to start having a baby with a different guy, and that has dictated who they're willing to have certain levels of relationships with, and who they willing to dip out on. Because I may really like you as a man, even though you may be quote unquote toxic, I may really like you, and I want you to hit it all kinds of ways that you want to hit it. But I gotta go have Fernando's baby. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? I need that money coming in. I gotta go have Fernando's baby. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. I need his baby. I ain't against you, but I need his baby. I already got a baby from you. You know, you my main, but I need Fernando's baby. Okay, I need it. Okay, it ain't. Don't even take it personal, man. I need his baby. Okay, and then once I have Fernando's baby, I'm gonna need Craig's baby. It ain't personal. You gonna always be. I'm gonna keep running back to you. I promise you, I'm gonna keep running back to you, James. You my number one, but Fernando, that's just business. When I have Craig's baby, that's just business. When I'm with you, James, it's love. Okay, and then when I go have Derek's baby, that's just business. But I'm gonna keep coming back to you, James. I'm gonna keep coming back to you because these other guys, they don't mean nothing to me. They don't mean nothing to me. You know. Well, okay, maybe somebody dick a little bit bigger than yours, and maybe somebody do make me come a little more than you do. But I need they babies, man. I need. uh, Shout out to Black Who Strikes. Now I'm gonna say this one thing about cleaning up the language, y'all. He did make a comment about cleaning up the language. So this was about the gay stuff. He said, yeah, but there is a lot of buggery talking our language. We black men need to clean up. Now I'm gonna encourage we clean up the language. I'm definitely gonna encourage that. I encourage y'all every day on my show to clean up your language at least a little bit. At least a little bit. So yeah, it's definitely stuff we can put out there better than what we've been doing. And I encourage that. And he also just said, and the worst part of what GBR describes is that the government knew black women were doing it, and they not only allowed it, they encouraged it. You would even have social workers facilitating it, and that's the children by the different men. And
Facts.
that's a very real thing, y'all. And Blackwood makes a great point. Not only did the government endorse it, heck, they'll introduce the idea to you. Oh, which baby is this? Your first one? Okay, all right. Well, we finna put Tony on the system. Now, when you come back, it should be somebody that's other than Tony. You may not even thought about that. Well, I love him. We gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? I love Tony. Look, when you come back the next time, it just don't need to be Tony. You need to have it be somebody else. Okay. So Rodney is what you really kind of need to go for. I ain't saying you can't love Tony and keep it up with Tony, but you need a baby from Rodney when you come back. It's gonna be better for you. The money gonna be big, and that's what we care about, right? The money. So I got to put that on the. I don't even know why I ain't put money on the list, y'all, because that is an important goal to black women to get. I'm so say put to get money. Okay, they don't care how they do it, just to get money. And I'm gonna turn it over to Creator real quick. Creator, you got it, my brother. Glad to see you here. And if y'all, matter of fact, if y'all have left something, I gotta go outside because I left my phone to get the cash out. I left it in the car. I gotta go get it. So I'm gonna try to do that right now. So I'm gonna let Creator get his opening statement in, and hopefully y'all will keep the conversation going well enough until I get back.
Man,
All right.
Creator gonna give us about 5 minutes. Don't worry about it. Take your time. Take your time.
Great, do you, brother? Do you? This is the one time I'm saying, man, do you all the way, man. Every
Ride
word you
out,
want to
bro.
say, get it out, man. Get it out.
Ride out, bro. Ride out.
But you got the flow, brother.
Ready, you there, bro?
Okay, I'll take charge. I'll take charge. All right,
There you
brothers,
go.
listen here.
Hey,
Come on now,
man.
Creator. What's up? Creator, y'all, you there?
Is his mic muted?
No, he's not muted.
Mic check 1 2 1
There we
2.
go. There we
There he
go.
is. There he is. Microphone checker.
Microphone checker 1 2 1 2. Who gonna bust the first one? Who gonna bust the first move? All right, now look, man, this is a good, right? Black women goals, because I say this all the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why y'all bashing on our black women, man. They do everything for us in America. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why we bashing them like this, man. We can't say nothing good about our black queen to be. You know what I'm saying?
my good. Boy,
Hey,
that
you
boy good.
understand? Like you understand? This is how they this is how they treat us, man. Let them tell. That's why I wish a woman could come up here, just one woman could come up here and just be like, you know what? Y'all wrong, y'all false, this ain't right. You understand it? And then tell me what your true goal is for our community. After making more money than you've ever made before, after having all the education than you've ever had before, man. Didn't they say they smarter than us or something like that? Or they got more degrees, or you know what I mean? I ain't never seen a woman, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I ain't never seen women yet to this day build a city. Hey, how about just a car? How about build a bicycle? Wait a minute, a flying a radio flyer. Just put the wheels on the radio flyer. How don't why don't you? This is okay. It's okay for black women not to be the Superman. That's what we was here for. We are black men. We was here to be your Superman. It wasn't meant for you to look at us and try to put on the cape. It wasn't look at us to see all this schlongage that I got and for you to try to compare, right? It wasn't meant for you to see us lifting all this weight and now all of a sudden it's everything that you do is in competition with who we are. No one else. Just compete with your men, not to assist your men in winning, right? Not to be the queen on his side to make sure that you know the lugs that we are, you fill in the gaps of the lugs that we no, we just dummies, straight up. So I say to what me, I'm gonna say the woman's main goal is to make sure that we take care of them on all facets. So whatever that is, y'all need to take care of me, right? I don't want to work. That to me seems to be the main goal. So if that's child support, whew, God, I'm 1 inch closer to that goal, right? I don't have to go out here and work for myself. I don't have to go and actually listen to nobody and follow anybody's or black men. Let me rephrase this. I don't have to listen to black men. I don't have to follow black men in order to gain my resources. And that really is kind of crazy because I don't see no other group doing this, not in scale that we do this and we quote unquote supposed to be minimal. So but one I'm going to say is them trying to be to make sure that they better than us in some type of way, shape, form, or fashion, but the goal is always going to be taken care of, and that's everybody's goal. But if for some reason black women it is inflated, and when I say take care of us, I mean it like they don't want to do nothing. I don't want to do nothing. I want you to go to work every day. I want you to bust your ass for my Gucci. I want you to bust your ass for my Louis, for my $300 crab leg bowls, right? I want you to take me out for $400 dates on the weekend, and you just might get to sniff something. You might get to sniff the perfume if you good. So yeah, that to me is they want everything and don't really want to contribute much or nothing. So I'll land it there for now.
Beautiful, beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful put. I gotta agree with you, man. They want everything and they don't want to give us nothing, man. They don't want to contribute to society. They want society to contribute to them. Um, but I am adamant that instead of earning money, they're looking to drive you into poverty while you sustain their lifestyle, and they're gonna move on to the next man who has some uh, shareable income, and they're going to drive him into poverty. That's why they're asking for the Gucci and the Louis and the Prada and the Fendi and all these other name brands and all this other stuff. They have taught our children to make name brand important so they can extract resources from you. That's why they come up with silly sayings like, as he should and all this other foolishness that they be saying.
Let
For
me
a
It's
let me
real
ask
all
you a
man,
question.
a real
Let me
man.
let me let me ask you
yeah.
let me ask you a question. Do you think that happens on the average level?
What do you
Hey,
mean?
Yeah.
what do you mean on the average level?
On average level, because he was talking about
The
buying
average black woman?
Fendi and Louis, and obviously that I don't know if
Well,
that's
we can
going
switch
on.
that to Ross.
Hold
We
on,
can
can
switch
I
that to
finish the
TJ
question?
Maxx. Go
Can I
ahead.
finish? I'm just trying to ask him. Do he think that happens on an average level, and if so, like what to what degree?
the average woman. Let's just say the average woman. We're not talking about somebody that's hanging out on the boardwalk every night. The average woman wants you to pay her rent. The average woman wants you to buy her a bag that she saw on Instagram. See, the social media has infiltrated all of our homes. The average woman wants you to buy her a car or do something outside of your means. The average woman wants you to take her on a birthday dinner and pay for her and two or three of her friends.
Okay, and you're saying that she's intentionally doing that to drive black men to poverty.
Absolutely.
Okay.
A woman that cares for you, if she really cares for you and she loves you, she's not going to try to break you.
Right.
If
Well,
she
Like,
I
got,
mean,
Right.
if she knows who you are, what you make, what your situation is, and she's asking for things that are more than what is in the budget of
right.
you, then she's trying to break you, and that's
I'm
destructive.
gonna give you. I'm gonna give you context. The average relationship, just average. You work in third shift at the plant, and she's a CNA nurse, maybe, right? She still wants you to pay all the bills so she can spend all her money on the weekends with her
Hmm.
girlfriends when she goes out. If you go to the dealership to go buy her a car, you take her to the dealership to go get a Nissan Altima. She gonna tell you she want a Mercedes Benz. That's the average woman, bro. She want a C-class Mercedes Benz just because it's a Mercedes. She wants
Don't
an
even
Infinity just because it's an Infinity. She don't know nothing about cars. She don't know nothing about the maintenance. She don't know how much the tires don't cost or anything because she want you to pay for it. That's the average woman.
no, I'm saying because you're saying that they're intentionally doing these things. They're intentionally
They out.
trying. They're
Yeah.
intentionally trying to drive black men to poverty and then go to the next man.
yes.
So they know what
Intentional.
they.
Yes,
So they know
because
what they're doing.
Yes, bro.
they 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 do not want a man to be able to say that he makes more money than she does, that he's more educated than her. They don't like the fact that it's true that black men, regardless of education, make more money than them. They don't like that, bro.
Hey, let's take it a step further. Let's just say that even goals, right? Once those goals are set, that's why he was talking about in the beginning. They're not attaining the goal is not our goals, right? That's not what it is. We even start to have conversation with we talking mature adult women. If we start talking deliberacy, things about in a manner we want to move, we want to be goal oriented, right? And we need to stick to this goal, right? To hit this goal, we need to move a certain way. So there are certain things that we cannot do. There are certain things that we should not do because we not me, not you. We have a goal. Now, in order to hit that goal, there's a level of discipline that has to be uh, 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 executed, right? Both of us have to exert a level of discipline, and that's what the that doesn't want to happen. That hard thing that makes you who you are. Those hard times, those rough times in your the 20, when 20s be 20 and 30s be 30 that's what make you who you are. No one wants to deal with that, or I'm
And
saying no women wants to deal with
my I don't know if this real or not, but my grandma told me that a woman is, especially a black woman, is not made to go through struggle. And I I
You said who
I'm
told you that, Santana?
my
You said who
my
told you that?
grandma.
Let
Oh,
him
okay,
finish.
okay.
Let him
that.
finish.
Yeah,
Let him
let him
Oh,
finish.
finish.
fantastic. How
No,
you
she
doing?
pretty
Go
much
ahead,
said
Santana.
that. She pretty much said that. I'm trying to remember the rest of the conversation, but yeah, she's pretty much saying that a woman is not made to go through struggle with a black man, and for some reason, once it hit those hard times, she's to a certain degree she's gonna lose respect. Um, damn, I'm trying to remember the rest of the conversation. Y'all go ahead. I'm trying to remember the rest of it.
So did y'all see the girl that be on with Paul Pierce, right? Paul Pierce got a show, and he got
Yeah.
lovely he got this lovely young lady on there with him, right? And she mentions about her cousin or sister or somebody who married to a black man, and she said her cousin told her like, yeah, it's rough being married, to a black man, and you got to be tough, and you got to have, all these supernatural qualities in order to exist with a black man. And I'm just like, where is, like, you got to be super strong, and you have to be super patient and super this and super, when you really don't. Most men, black, white, me going or otherwise, are pretty simple creatures. It don't
I ain't
take
go.
ethnicity to figure out who we are. We pretty simple. We set a goal, right? We have expectation, and we move in the direction of that. It's only when it's fault that we now have to enforce what it is that we just set forth, and that's just being a man. It's when a man does not enforce what he believes or his goals or whatever. When things ain't in line, you got to now enforce what it looked like to put your woman back in line. Right.
Yeah, no,
And what happened? You don't enforce putting your woman back in line. Now that's when you become some type of simp, or you become some type of toxic individual. You become everything but her man. Right. Everything but the goal we set up first. It's always good to talk to people about goals and hitting things until you start going through it. And now someone has to enforce, keep maintaining order. Man, you know what? I'm gonna land here. One of the best shows I've seen. No, it wasn't black, but one of the best shows that I ever watched on TV, to me, since I've been living borderline a half a century, is the House of Dragons, or the no, not House of Dragons, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. It put
Facts.
it put in perspective.
Facts.
It put in perspective what men actually had to go through. It really put in perspective what position women really played, what role women played, right? And it also showed you what happened when you have a woman with all the power in the world. And fellas, I ask you this: when you give a woman something, what's she gonna want?
More.
she
All
gonna
right,
want more.
I'll stand there right there.
But to a I just had my damn movie.
What you finna
No,
say,
but
Santana?
to a certain degree, I actually disagree, because I think black men, we out here actually asking for more. It is taking a lot for women out here to date us, because again, we, for some reason, we more masculine, and we, again, how we come is way more different than how other races come. They probably more accepting of women's bad behaviors than we
Look,
are.
Not at
That is
all.
absolute. That is
Not at
absolutely
all, brother.
categorically untrue. Black
Okay, so
men, black men, black men are black men are the most desired men around the world because we are the most agreeable. We're the most egalitarian, meaning we accept more subpar behavior from women than any other man on the planet.
what?
well, I'm back.
Yes.
Man, black
I'm
men
back.
who
What?
travel,
Hold fast.
black men,
Fast,
Santana.
y'all, because
Okay,
I'm
go
back.
ahead.
Hold fast, because I'm back. And it was a couple cash outs out there.
We
My
just, we
apologies
just,
for
we
holding it
just.
up.
Hold on 1 second, Roger. I want to apologize to the audience. We just got this show on track. We was having a good conversation, and Roger's back to mess it all up. All right, go ahead, Roger. Go ahead.
My favorite hater. And haters gonna do what haters do. So I don't even trip, y'all. I don't even trip. Haters gonna hate, man. That's just something you gotta deal with. You know what I'm saying? That's just real life. But shout
I
out to there.
apologize.
I said it.
I have to
Appreciate you, brother.
apologize when the quality go down. I have to
Hey, man,
apologize to them.
hey, brother. The haters are gonna hate. Okay. It is what it is. I ain't got to explain it. They see it. You know what I'm saying? What's understood don't need to be explained. Okay. Shout out to there. I said appreciate you, brother. He dropped the cash app in. It's almost an hour ago. He says white men who openly marry black women is gold, broke, drugs, fellas. I think there I said it has a very good point, because if you're a white man and you have a bad situation where you are broke, or if you own drugs, you know what I'm saying, if you're a felon of some kind and you need to get back on the block right, all you gotta do is scoop you up
Find
a
your
nice
black
little
woman.
black woman, you know,
Find
and
your black woman.
and she don't have to be just any black woman. You can go out and find you a very attractive black woman who she gonna be down. You know what I'm saying? She gonna be down. She can be a very quote unquote advanced black woman. She gonna be down because you white. It is what it is. So she can be a lawyer or something herself. Long as you white, you good. It doesn't. You never fell off enough for a black woman. Okay. Shout out to well, I'm saying shout out to Hot Sauce who keep bringing up that black woman who was an Olympian dating a guy in the Para Olympics. Okay, the guy who literally, well, technically had half legs. He had two half legs, and she's, she with him. Now you know what? Maybe he is the guy that Cat Williams did that whole Tink thing about. It might be him. It might be him.
known as Tink Tink.
Yeah, it might be him. Real talk. And shout out again to there. I said that he dropped $5 on both Cash Apps, y'all. He said maintain status quo in the black community, gynocracy. You know what? I got to add that to the list. That is extremely important to them that they maintain the status quo. That's a very, very, very real thing. Shout out to you for that one, brother. Appreciate you. Okay, and now we got another honorable guest. We got my main man. The bearer of bad news is back in the building. He about to drop a little something on us. Yeah.
I ain't even looking at the screen. If that's Rael, man, I'm gonna fall out over here.
I'm just saying that's shots fired, man. That's shots fired. Your brother ain't did nothing to you. He ain't did nothing to you. Okay, shots fired. All right, don't trip when he hits you. Now. Okay, but the bearer of bad news again is here. You got the mic, my brother. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing today?
Doing all right, brother. Doing all right.
Peace to the chat, everybody on it. I'm just gonna get to the bad news. I think their most important goal is New Weave's destruction and not in making sure you are never happy.
Ooh.
I'm gonna land my plane right there.
Good one, Shark.
Ooh.
Good
that
one, Shark.
Ooh.
Good one, Shark. Good one.
Ooh.
That was short, sweet, to the point, and true.
Oh, I'm saying that brother ain't even right for that one. I can't even get I'm trying to track this stuff, get this stuff in. He come in hitting like that. Boy, woo! Let me see here. All right, I'm tracking to maintain the status quo. And Shark just said again to make sure you not happy. Lord have mercy. This is something else. Is there any positive things out there? Any positive things? Any positive.
Roger,
I told you they entertaining,
right?
They entertaining.
Cheesecake Factory. Roger, you like Red Lobsters, right?
Yeah, definitely.
They said we can't go to Red Lobster no more.
They did say we can't go to Red Lobster, man. Real talk. That was wrong for that one, man.
Roger, you like pancakes, right?
I sure do.
They said we can't go to IHOP no more.
I can't go to IHOP. I mean, what's going on?
Hold on, man. That's where I draw the line, bro. Wait a minute.
Get yourself a Latina, and she'll make you some coconut pancakes.
Man, listen, they don't mess it up out here. IHOP used to be the go-to dating spot. That used to be everybody's first date, man. You meet the chick at the club at 1 o'clock in the morning. First date that night, IHOP.
Roof Crips ain't open.
Wait, hold on. You said you like natural. You said you like black women in the natural state. They go put all kinds of extra shit to cover it up. You told her don't bring Santana to the barbecue. She invite that nigga anyway. Anything to make sure you ain't happy is their goal.
That is the realest shit.
Shark
bro.
is sharp today.
Now, I mean, he making a firm point because it's something that I've told men that has worked out for them, even though it's kind of dangerous. It's kind of dangerous. Woman say, "I'm pregnant." Okay. And I say, okay, do you want the baby or you don't want the baby to the guy? I'm talking to the guy. Oh, girl, say she's pregnant. Well, you want a baby with her or you don't want a baby with her? If he's saying, I want this baby for whatever his reason is, I'm be like, bro, you going to tell her to get an abortion. What? If you want that baby, you going to tell her to get an abortion. You know what I'm saying? Because she going to do exactly what...
You got to play reverse psychology.
Right. Whatever you don't want, that's what she's doing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now the thing is, it could not work out, but more than likely it works. So if you want that baby, you got to push for an abortion. And you're gonna get your baby.
Tell me what to do. How dare you say you want something?
Hey, but Roger. Hey, but Roger.
Right.
Exactly. I've been talking about manipulating them for the last I don't know how long.
No. Brother, you shouldn't have to manipulate a woman. The issue
I know you said that.
The issue about a child is you're gonna have to pay for that child if that child comes into existence. That's the issue about a child.
Roger, you can't get away from the fact that you just talked about manipulating women. The man got a point today. He got a point.
Wait, Roger. You even said it earlier when you said that you gotta treat them as if they right. You said it don't matter. Roger, let me quote you right. Roger,
let's say guidance. You don't necessarily have to say manipulation. You can't say guidance. There's a certain guidance.
You said earlier that it ain't even a need to be right. You have to let them think. You have to treat them as if they right. That's exactly what you said.
I did not say you have to. No, hold on, because I want clarification for the audience sake. That is not what I said.
That is exactly what you said. I will go back, brother.
Bro, you can go back and you just gonna see that you're wrong. What I said Santana, be quiet for a second. Just be quiet for a second. What I said was that's what they want. I didn't say that's what you should give them. I said that's what they want. So they're between what I say to give them versus what they actually want. I didn't say give it to them. I said they want to be seen as right, which is a very real thing. And
you said you have to treat them as if they right.
No, I didn't. I also literally said I don't do that. And I also said you will lose certain things because of that, like access to sex. I literally said all that.
And I'm telling you that I ain't even gonna lie. Actually, when I heard you say it, I'm like, he's saying exactly what I've been saying about manipulating. I replayed it at least 2 or 3 times to make sure this is exactly what you said earlier.
I did not say to manipulate them. I said they want to be seen as
I didn't say you said manipulate, but you said you have to. You said exactly. It's not even the need to be right. You're talking about them. You said you have to treat them as if they're right. That's manipulating them.
I said they want to be. I said they want to be treated as if they're white. And I literally said, and I still don't do that for
them. That is not what you said.
Santana.
I know exactly what he said.
Santana,
go get the evidence.
Santana, I'm on your side today, Santana. I'm on your side today.
He said, I ain't got no reason to lie. I heard him say it because
he didn't say manipulate. You interpreted it as manipulation.
But when you're talking about treating somebody as if they're right, what you think you're doing to them?
Okay, and when you literally say don't do it anyway, and you lose
the level of learning.
Yeah, brother.
You don't have to do it. You don't have to prove nobody yourself right or have to prove yourself wrong. You just doing what you do. That's all you got to do. Your truth is your truth. Your plan, your law is your law. I don't have to really do nothing to manipulate you. Ignorance of that law ain't my fault. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I do. If you feel like you right, all right, you right.
That's cool.
Why y'all ganging up on Santana?
Well, I heard they can't gang up on me because I know what I heard.
Slow down, everybody. Slow down, because y'all gonna mess around and y'all gonna bring Chef up out the darkness somewhere. He gonna peek his head in. First of all, let's stop. Santana, I understand what you interpreted, but I literally said don't do it anyway. And I literally said you will lose stuff because you don't play that game with them. So you listen to partially of what I said. That's what happened. And you made an interpretation of your partial.
And I'm telling you, just I didn't misinterpret anything you said, I replayed it 2 or 3 times.
Santana, did you hear me talk about how you're going to lose certain things if you don't play that game? Did you hear me say that?
You probably said that after the fact. But I'm only dealing on when you were speaking about white men.
Just go back and listen again, Santana. Just go back and listen again. It ain't the end of the world, bro.
Okay.
Just go back and listen to it again. It ain't the end of the world. But Hey, hold on. I gotta get Inspired Truth Broadcasting. We ain't even we ain't got but so much time. Okay. Okay. And let's let Inspired Truth get in here and do his thing. Let's instead of have what you want to have, okay? Inspired Truth, please go ahead. And right after Inspired Truth, we're gonna get a mic directly to Jado. Okay? Inspired Truth, you got it, brother.
All right, all right. As per usual, peace to the chat, peace to the panel. I hope everybody's having a terrific food fight Tuesday. Fun stuff. So basically, I mean, I'm going to just go macro with it. Like, what do they want? To the power structure that allows them to do whatever they want to do, whether that's going to be in the form of media and the media framing, so they can say all this, them leaving their men and breaking up the family and saying, oh well, it's these black men leaving these kids and leaving us with these kids, blah blah blah. They never had a relationship with those kids. Having the media framing, whether it's having institutions with their thumb on the scale, where you have them getting all these different benefits that black men can't get cannot get access to. Like everything down the line is about doing what they want to do and then attaching themselves to a power structure that allows them to do whatever they want to do. And on top of that, they have the power structure programming that dictates what they want to do. So basically, you have a feedback loop of white supremacy where they're programmed to do what the dominant society tells them to do, but then they also are doing what they want to do and then attaching themselves to that same dominant society. And then that's where we end up with the mess that we're in, which is basically white supremacy feedback loop fueled by feminism. And I'll land with that.
All right. Jada, you coming in right behind.
Nice.
All right, what's good, fellas? I hope y'all doing well, man. Hey, I've been checking out the show, man. A lot of great points. I want to sum it up. This is how I look at it. Basically, their ultimate goal, and it may be for some of them it's conscious, and some of them it's subconsciously, but this is their goal. Their goal is to turn away from God, man. They don't want the structure. So when they whatever iteration of God that they have grown up with, I mean Allah, or whatever name they call him, Yeshua, or whatever, Jesus, or whoever they want to call God, they turn away from that structure, man. They turn away from it. So when they turn away from that structure of God, any other type of thing can go. They can set all types of frivolous, willy-nilly types of goals. So let's say they're not satisfied with the butt that God gave them. They'll go and get a BBL. They're not satisfied. They're not happy. They're going against the hair that God gave them. So they're going to put another woman's hair in their head. If they create a child or they procreate, they can take that child out through abortion. They're turned away from God, so anything else goes. Anything else goes. They're open to all types of ideologies, ideas, any type of quacky type of stuff that comes that the media programs them with. They'll go with it because they don't have any structure with God. And I'll end right there. Thanks for having me up, Roger.
Hey, appreciate that. I think that's a great and powerful point, my brother. That's a great and powerful point.
Can I
Sounds
ask
like he described Lilith again.
question then? So throughout history, is it, and this I'm gonna say with all cultures, is it just inherently in a woman for her not to want to, I don't know, to resist order? Is it inherently in a woman's nature to resist order?
Bro, you said remember what you said about Game of Thrones? Which one in there went along with the program like it was supposed to be going along with?
None of them. That's crazy.
Only the environment, the structure of the environment keeps them from chaos. It's only the structure of the environment. The more conservative the environment, the more conservative the woman. The more liberal the environment, the more liberal the woman. It's the environment that keeps them on the right path. So if you want access to women that are conservative, you got to go to conservative environments. We no longer live in a conservative environment. They're products of the environment.
What was crazy is the men were fighting and building. This was crazy. It's like even in history, the men fight and build. The
And
women
die.
inherently resist order. It don't matter what color she is. In the show that I was talking about, right? You had the rainbow. You had the top flight white woman, right? The white grannies, all of them. And then you had the men with the retrospect, they men, they archetype of man, whatever that was. And then you had the black men as well, the black woman, right? And her and that archetype uh of man. And I just find it crazy how it don't matter how strong the men were, it all the men could cooperate. It didn't matter how goofy, retarded, none of that. How whatever they was, hey, we all can cooperate. But it's the power of that one woman, right? And how she feel and what she want. And they don't even realize we literally great go out here and die for all this that you talking about right now. That is like not important.
And
And then
creative.
only for later on for you to say, okay, let's just say for whatever reason you get the position that you want, right? And now you got to go defer back to the men.
And creative.
It's
Who's the
always wanting that phallus for some reason. It's like you'll never. That's the competition. The goal is to have one of these schlongs,
and
and
who's the
you'll
most
never
defiant
ever
one
be
on
able
the
to get it.
planet?
Nothing will be able to substitute it. Not how you feel, not how you want us to make you feel. Even though, no, we got this thing. We have this power. That's what it is. And just because I have this power, don't less than or less than the power that you have. I understand the power that you have and what a woman possesses. And more than that, I know how to use your power. So if you stop fighting, right, I'm going to show you how to use yourself. Take some time off and take that energy that you're using to fight and to resist, and let's learn. I don't know everything, baby. You understand? That's how it be. I don't know everything, but I know a lot of things. Tell me what you've learned, what you've built, right? Without me, without what I've given to you, right? And the resources around me. Tell me what resources that you put together and you built. Then furthermore, I'm gonna land here. Tell me, since y'all got all this money, I'm talking about the women, what are y'all investing in? Just as black women, literally, if not just you, these communities and this community thing that we talking about, these resources and all these institutions
E.
that we so called don't have. Well,
Hold
where
on.
y'all putting y'all money at? Because part of that 2 trillion that we spending annually is a lot of that is y'all and the influence of where we put our money. So where are y'all wanting to, where are y'all making the decision to put these finances, and how are you investing in your brothers and uncles and cousins and daddies and sons?
Barbara
I
get the
land.
key to
They're invested into ratchetry,
conversation.
bro. They're invested into
Yeah,
ratchetry.
ratchetry.
That's the new one.
Ratchetry. Ratchetry.
At some point they gotta, at some point you gotta realize, like, you know what, they right. These men are right. It ain't that we trying to tell you what to do, as it is a certain order of things. And we know that, you know, that acting a fool is going to cause some distractions and some deterrence, and we wasting fuel. We know at some point, if you just be square and keep the blinders on and move in a certain way, you're going to have more success.
Bro, they don't care.
Sir,
They don't care.
sir,
It don't.
your facts ain't got nothing to do with their feelings, bro.
Thank you.
Hey,
It don't.
when
They.
in the history of this country, I'm just speaking of this country. In the history of this country, when have women had to really suffer the consequences of any of their wrongdoings? Like really, truly,
Never,
Never.
truly.
never, bro.
So that they don't really have that concept. Is really just talk. There's no reality attached to that. Really, they've always been bailed out. We've created, this society has been created, man. You got all these great structures and roads and beautiful cars. They've just benefited from it.
Yep.
So now listen, I'm what I'm for is right now. in the plight that we in as a community, there has to be some procreation going on. And if we don't even like, if we can't even like each other, the good freaking that would have happened can't even happen now because you got this preconceived notion that I'm not even worth, you know what I'm saying? Or you not even worth coming over here and windmilling and us having a great time, right? You looking at me at this, I'm not even worth having children with, right? As a result of having a great time. I'm not even worth building a till death do we part, right? As a result of having a great time together for years is what's going to have to happen. And I think look at the picture of the young lady in the PTR, or that's what we call it, but that's what's most important. The lipstick, make sure your eyes, making sure you look the part. And then when you come home, you can be Shrek, right? He got to take Shrek. But when you go out to the world, it's this costume, it's this image. Even that costume and that image has to be coupled with a behavior. You can't tell me what to do, even though you can't count to 10. But I got to
Okay,
treat you as though
you gotta realize you don't have
you
to take
graduated
Shrek.
calculus.
You don't have to take Shrek. You choose to take Shrek.
I get it. You get my point. It
No, I
is a
get your
choice.
point. So
But the point
she's
is men
basically
and women
choosing.
have
No, she's
men and
basically
women
choosing
have to
all of the
learn how to get
shortcuts.
along, brother.
She's
That's
basically
what it
choosing.
comes down to.
Yeah, but she's choosing all of the shortcuts.
Certain women choose the shortcuts. You know what I'm saying? And now
Not certain
those certain
women.
women are damn near the majority that's gonna be having the babies because all the bougie bras, you know what I mean? We hitting it from all fronts. We get the bougie bras don't want to have no kids because they think they grade look like a 10 all their life
And then the
with all
defiant
the
ones do
embellishment.
want to have it, so it's not certain.
And then
It's a majority, bro.
we
As
talk
long as you,
crazy about the ratchet bras that's actually having the kids. You know what I'm saying? It's actually procreating. We can talk about them what we want, Section 8, whatever, why, right? But they actually having multiple children. And we can say by multiple men. But there again, no order, zero order. I'll let this man take me down in several different ways, and he can have a baby by me, but you feel some type of shame to say that man is your husband. Wow. So because of that, I will vibe what we used to call it. This is what my guy, his name is unapologetic. And he used to say, and for lack of a better word, women advocate for their pussy. And that is the truth.
Well, they rationalize their feelings. Like they don't logic their way through it. They just have the feelings, and then they put all sorts of rationalizations about the world around it. So it's like instead of like thinking through what they should feel, they end up saying, "Okay, I feel this, and I feel this, and because of I feel this way, the world needs to adjust this type of way, or your perspective on the world needs to change this type of way." Everything is basically opposite. That's kind of like the difference between men and women.
Take divorce, truth, right? So divorce, just the very idea of divorce. And after divorce, predominantly before we got into this modern day, if there was a divorce in any realm of divorce, whether we was legally divorced or where we was, united, however, if we split and I got the wherewithal and I've been taking care of you or taking care of a legacy, let me phrase that, taking care of a legacy, and you part of a legacy, right? And then when we split, you now deserve a portion of the legacy. None of the responsibility of what it took to get there for real. Just the fact that you was there, right? You now deserve a certain portion of the revenue, not the responsibility so much, but the revenue. That's what I go back to. That's what women want to be taken. They want to be taken care of. I don't care how poor she is. I don't care how rich she is. We don't care how smart she is or healthy or not. They all want the exact same thing. They all want to be taken care of on a high level of taken care of. We ain't even talking about low level. I want everything. I want whatever the richest white woman get and whatever the richest white man get. God damn it, that's what I want.
All right, I'm gonna jump in real quick. Shout out to Black Rule Strikes. He says it's not only in her nature, it is a vital element of our survival as a species. The problem is it has been manipulated as a means of power for a select population of white supremacists. Okay. Now he also said right behind that, The women are not at fault. Ultimately, it's the small group of white men who are the true nemesis. Yeah, and I'm gonna say that stuff is to be considered, but I blame them all. Okay, I don't just blame a person who came up with a plan. I blame everybody who participated in the plan. That's me. Okay, so that's how I see that. Now, Truth Teller is here, so I'm gonna let him get the mic, and then we're gonna go on for a little bit because we only got about 30 minutes left. Truth Teller, you got it, brother.
Hey, what up, gents? I really want to open up with just a couple of questions. I want to see where everybody floating. When y'all look at this beautiful young lady here on the screen, how many of y'all think wife? And then second question, when you look at the lovely lady on the screen, if you don't see wife, what do you see?
Uh-oh. It's getting dangerous. So we're gonna have it like Tunnel Runner gonna start it off. We're gonna work back towards Truth Teller. Tunnel Runner, what you see, brother?
No, I don't see a wife in that photo. I see a independent sister, because a wife would have a husband with her. She's in there strong and independent. That's what it looks like to me.
Ooh, that's how you gonna do it. That's how you gonna do it.
That's how she looks to me. That's my eyes.
Hey, it is what it is. Santana, what you see, brother?
Well, she beautiful, but to me, a wife is more like a
No.
mindset
What
than anything.
you see, brother? What do you see?
You
That was
asking,
the
do I
question.
see wife or just?
He said, what do you see when you look at the woman? What do you see?
Oh, I see. She beautiful.
Is that it? That's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got.
And he asked, why do you see that? What do you see is beautiful about it then, I guess?
Shit. Her complexion. Well, I mean, her tone. I don't know, man. She beautiful to me. I mean,
She beautiful, but he don't know why. Okay, cool. We got other folks, but she
beautiful.
beautiful, but he don't know why.
Sometimes beautiful is undescribable, man. It's just a look.
It's all good, brother. You had your shot. Let me get these other guys in. Okay, Bronk, what you see, brother?
Yeah. Hey, bro.
His next wife.
I see it.
My
Let
bad.
that man
I
answer
see
for
a headache.
himself. Okay, let him go ahead.
I see a headache.
My
I
bad.
see a headache.
All right,
I will say
Bronk.
this.
Yeah, what
I
you
will
see,
say
Bronk?
this. If I were the type of guy that was looking for a good time, wasn't looking for nothing serious, I see a suitor for the night. Maybe somebody you can throw into a rotation or something. But other than that, man, yeah, I don't see much.
Okay, well, he said, what do you see and why? So now you got to tell us why you don't see much. Since you saying you don't see much, why
Because
don't you see much?
that's the basic model. I mean, if you go to any, Instagram models page, that's how they look. You recreating the look of every other woman that we all know what the reputation is.
Boy. Y'all doing this woman dirty. She ain't even asked for this. All right, Great Black Reset. What you see, brother?
I see a woman that don't love herself.
Oh,
I see a very difficult woman, a woman that can't be satisfied. I see a woman who is doing everything she can to be everything she could be other than natural. That's what I see.
okay. And what's the why? Was that the why to it, or I
The
mean,
why is the hair that doesn't belong to her, the filter that doesn't show her what would have showed her natural beauty, the makeup that's covering it up, the accentuating of her sex to sell herself as a Jezebel, to use her sex instead of her being to get the things she wants out of life.
this beautiful black queen. This what y'all said. This beautiful black queen. Uh,
I
all
see
right,
that high
creator.
maintenance
Hold
for the
on.
hair.
It's on creator. Creator, what you see, brother? What you see?
I see a bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That needs some straightening. If she get around me, you understand? I see a whole I see a whole issue with attitude. That's just what I see. But I do see a powerful individual that just needs a little bit of you know what I'm saying? They need a little maintenance. That's all, man. They need a little bit of management. That's what they all need. They all getting poor management right now. So they get and some managers don't even want to, you know, like Mr. Miyaki didn't want to mess with everybody, bro. He just like, I just don't even want to deal with certain issues. But that's what they need. They need a bunch of Mr. Miyakis out here. And it's okay. Some of us know how to tackle them. You just hear that word, I gotta use tackle, bro. You just shouldn't have to you just shouldn't have to be like that. With your women, man.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, man.
All right, slow it down. It's on Inspired Truth Broadcast. Inspired Truth Broadcast, what do you see and why?
I see
Everything you
untrustworthy.
want.
I see untrustworthy. And the reason I see untrustworthy is because I've seen that face before. I've seen that face too many times before. And life has taught me not to trust that face.
Big booty and a smile.
Okay.
I guess we know who hurt you. That's crazy.
Okay, player.
Santana, you out of pocket, bro.
Yeah, stop, bro.
What he just said was kind of out of pocket. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, what you just said was out of pocket, bro.
No. Let him go.
You
Let
see who
him
we
go,
talking
bro.
right now.
Hey, ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Calm down, fellas.
You shouldn't even be talking right now. It's really on
Calm
Jado.
down,
He's really the only person that should be talking right now. Jado, what do you see and why?
I suspect I've heard a lot of caps so far. I'm gonna try to keep it real, man. I just see an average black woman, man. I don't see she could be a wife. Do I think she's a wife? If I had to really put some money up, probably not. But it's possible. I mean, it's typical, man. She has her week. Like, this is the average black woman. But it's not. I mean, you see a little bit of breast, a little bit of cleavage, but it ain't nothing. That's like normal right there. This is. I mean, I've been programmed this way, so she could be a wife. I don't think she is. She just looks like the average black woman. And I think I'm pretty much, if this woman offered up some stuff to most of the gentlemen on this panel, I'm pretty sure he'd accept it.
They pulling that wig
I
out.
would.
Yeah, they pulling that wig out with no problem.
I would listen to a story.
to Brunk's point, though, she's in rotation. We didn't say wife, but next.
All right, well, it's only me left as outside of Truth Teller who asked the question himself. So I'm gonna go and get mine in, and then we'll let Truth Teller answer the question for himself, so we can know where Truth Teller coming from. Now I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say I see better than most. I'm gonna say that, and you know what? I wouldn't put my money on it, but I'm gonna say when I show the whole picture, at least there is a ring on her ring finger. Now, do I believe that's a wedding ring? No, but at least there is a ring on her ring finger. So there's a possibility she might be married. But at the end of the day, I see a woman that I do believe is attractive, but realistically speaking, I'm probably not gonna talk to. And that's just keeping it real. I ain't saying she's not attractive. I'm probably not gonna talk to her though. You know what I'm saying? When I look at at the chain, I believe there may be some symbolism in this. You know, the braces and stuff she got on, and then the rings. I don't trust that I don't think she's there for real. I think she's a little off, and she'll probably go into all these spiritual connection things and probably see the world in some kind of way. She probably let zodiac signs rule her life. That's the impression she gives me. So I think she's attractive, but I don't think I talk to her. You know what I'm saying? On just being for real. Like, I'm not finna really engage in conversation with this particular woman. I see stuff there from a spiritual perspective. Says she not where I'm at, anywhere close to it at all, and it would be pointless to even be a friend with her. That's what I see, and I'm just keeping it real. Okay.
See, that resting bitch face thing is a real thing. Sometimes you can't
Hold
read
fast,
people's face.
brother. Hold fast. We gonna get truth teller in here since he the one to ask the question, and we gonna see what truth teller go with it. All right. And whoever got something, somebody got something going on in the background. Y'all need to clear that up. Okay.
It
Truth
ain't
teller,
me.
you asked the questions, brother. So what's your take on this one, bro? What you see and why?
Well, y'all know a few things about me. Y'all know
Troublemaker.
what my definition of a hoe is. And I'm just gonna say I'm disappointed in all of y'all because y'all niggas went around in circles just so you didn't have to say she's a hoe. Even Santana went into the circle just so he didn't have to say she's a hoe. You know why? None of y'all, you know how I know none of y'all, all of y'all believe she's a hoe? Because
I did call her Jezebel.
none of y'all want to consider her being a wife. And if you're not a wife, there's only one other role you can have. There's no in
That's not true.
between. There's no in between. You cannot be a woman that does not have a husband or a woman that has a lot of men. There's no in between of that. If you're not a wife, that means you have a lot of men. You have more than one. So therefore, you have no option but to be a hoe. But everybody don't want to say that, right?
Wait,
Because
wait a minute.
it'd
Wait
be
a minute.
rude.
Truth teller. Truth teller. You mean to tell me that this beautiful, gorgeous black sister ain't no virgin? Is that what you trying to say?
I mean, we know we know what the
She
whole rule
she
is. If
she could
you
be a
have had,
virgin. She
sir,
could be a virgin, bro.
if, if she's
Uh,
had sex with more than one man, she's a hoe.
but see,
I want to
I
defend.
I,
Well,
I don't necessarily push
I
that as
want
a
to defend
rule.
my honor. I want to defend my honor. I am the one that called her Jezebel, sir.
That's true.
Okay.
That is true. That is
And
true.
I'm gonna say this. You know what I'm saying? I think there's many types of things that get you into being a hoe. Having sex with one guy, I think that's a I'm gonna just say at this point, it'd be seen too extreme for me to even push something like that. It'd just be seen as too extreme.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they
what
already demonetizing.
what
Don't.
what I mean, regardless of that though, I'm just saying, can't nobody see this young lady as a virgin? Like nobody would put money that she's a virgin.
No.
Is there anybody would put money that she's a virgin? Because she could be.
I'll I'll put some money, Roger, just because I hope the odds of the slim chance she is. Maybe I could come up.
Yeah,
I'll put
he
some
put
money down.
$1 down to get a million.
He'll
GP, boy,
win the
I got a
lottery.
He'll win a
problem.
million.
Win the lottery.
I like that. Yeah,
I'll put something down.
a
I
million
got
to
the
one odds.
niggas. I got all you.
A million to
I got
one
my
odds. Yes,
fingers, my
sir.
toes crossed. Hope, baby, please, I hope you're a virgin. Please.
All
I,
right,
you know, I would just say this, y'all. The reason why that one rule applies if she's had sex with more than one man, she's a hoe. Because if she's had sex with more than one man, you have no idea what that number is. So you cannot rely on the fact that she just said, "Hey, I only had sex with two dudes. I had sex with three dudes. I had sex with four dudes." After the one dude that she's had sex with, it's irrelevant at that point because you'll never know the truth, and we've covered that before.
That's
I
why they
So
say,
mean
why that
that's
matter?
why that one rule's
Why
there.
they
that
gotta matter? Why you need to
that
know
that
all that?
yeah,
Exactly.
that's keeping it
Exactly.
real though. You're not gonna know once you ain't a virgin, you don't know what you got. And that's just real talk. And I'm gonna say shout out to creator. Appreciate your cash out, my brother. He says from your man's follow me at platform on YouTube. Okay, you ain't push your own channel, are you now? Because now if y'all got channels, I do want y'all to
No,
advertise your
just channel
channels.
just
Okay.
it just follow me there. So if I do something, I got like 3 followers right now. So I wasn't
Okay.
even into that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So they was like, hey,
Dang,
tell
my
people,
connection
just
messing up.
tell
I'll be
people.
right back.
So
Okay.
man,
All right. Well, shout out to Inspired Truth Broadcast, who does have a channel, y'all. So yeah, I want y'all to know if y'all come on my channel on a regular basis, you totally okay to promote your channels. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Okay.
hey, shout out to Inspired Truth too, man. And the docu, the Essence Festival docu. And I know, I don't know, but I thought it was a good thing that you did because it was like kind of being there and I wasn't there. So now if I want to come, I know exactly what to expect before I even get there. So I thought that was very insightful and well needed, man. Good looking, brother, for real.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
And you might find this woman on the screen because Trey Billy say she could be a virgin stripper. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I love it, Trey Bentley. I'm going with that. She could be a virgin stripper. I'm going with that.
Hey, fellas, I do. I mean, I get what we're going to. I mean, I get what the point we're trying to make. Or yeah, but I'm saying if this woman presented herself, I mean, I'm sure she's not wearing this outfit all the time, right? She's going to have different outfits on, right? If she came and she presented herself and did all the things that you thought a wife should do, like she presented herself, you guys wouldn't take her as a wife? Everybody quiet now. Everybody quiet now.
Hey,
Everybody quiet now.
If the goal, is to build my legacy, I just don't. Here's what POM, peace of mind. That's the most valuable thing to me. So if I'm not in my peace of mind, right, and it's going against that peace of mind, then that means nothing else around that matter to me.
But that's not valuable. You got man. I don't know why black men can't answer questions, man.
I'm gonna answer
bro. Y'all talk about, bro. It's just a simple question, man.
I'm gonna answer the question,
I
y'all.
still say no.
I'm gonna answer the question, okay? And I'm keeping it 100% real. And I'm gonna reiterate something I just said when I gave my opinion about her. Okay. Now the hair thing that black women do, I done got over that. Okay. I understand they hate their hair. I do understand that. Now I will say this: if I do end up with some children, my daughters would not be allowed to wear anything but their natural hair as long as they live with me. I don't care what type of issue mama gonna have with that, and you know what I'm saying. You do you. These are my daughters. My daughters were not allowed to be living in my household and wear anything other than their natural hair. Point blank, period. And and I'm gonna do a whole show about that. Real talk. It might be tomorrow because to me it's a serious thing. When I see her jewelry, I'm just gonna tell y'all what it is. When I see her jewelry, women who are into demonic things and these extra spiritual things that has nothing to do with God, they seem to wear this type of stuff. So I could be totally misjudging her. If I see her with this on, I ain't talking to her because to me, she a devil worshiper.
But I'm saying, I guess, bro. Roger, I guess my question was like, okay, that outfit, the jewelry can be taken off. Like, you know what I'm saying? So let's say she keeps everything like a different outfit. She's covering her cleavage, no jewelry. She still has the hair. She looks just like she looks now, just without the accessories, except the hair. And she presents herself in a good fashion. Would you guys consider her for being a wife?
I mean, I might give her a chance. You know, I do believe in giving black women chances, and I don't think they have to be, no top model, whatever the case is. So she, as far as her look is concerned to me, I don't really see a problem with her, the way she looks as a person. Yeah, I would want her to be more covered up. You know what I'm saying? Would I let that much cleavage go? I don't know. I guess she gonna have to catch me in the right mood to let that much cleavage go. But if she had on like a shirt that actually covered her and just a different outfit, I mean, she don't look too big to me. I'm trying to see where her hands are placed. I don't think she a big woman for real. I think her outfit just put a little bit more on her. So I guess she'd be all right.
Well, I think there's a couple things so how you present yourself is really important. And in our community, we're used to our women's faces looking like this, which is problematic, right? Because now if a chick don't look like this, we thinking, hey, is something wrong with her? Look at, I'm just saying, she presented herself. Cleavage not showing, she not wearing that jewelry, her hand's still on her waist, and she's still looking at you with that face. Are you telling me you don't think, all right, man, this might be a problem?
Y'all do be going a little over the top though, man.
I'm just
For real
saying.
though.
I'm just saying, as
But I
experienced
feel
as
what
we
you're
are.
saying. I
Yeah,
feel what
yeah,
you're saying. I'm out here too. I get it. But
yeah.
I'm just saying,
You know,
I think we be
but you
going a
gotta go
little
through
over
the
the
loop.
top with that, man.
No, I'm just saying.
She
So
got her hands on her hips, or they put their hands on their hips sometimes, bro.
no.
That's what
But
they
what I'm saying
do.
is, it's not just the hands on the hips by itself. Look at the face. Look at the stare.
I,
Even if
bro. I
she
mean,
was
it's a
fully
picture. Though.
dressed.
It's a picture, though, bro. Like, come
But I
on.
mean, why would you take a picture that looks like this? A pleasant woman whose wifey material
They,
would actually look pleasant in a photo, not
I
administrative
get it.
and controlling. All I'm saying is it's
I
not
mean,
just it's not what they wear, but it's also how they present
I,
themselves.
I
And
get
as
it.
black men, we have a problem with that because we think, okay, as long as she look good and her titties ain't out, it's cool. But then you got to
But
deal with the attitude of this face, and nobody wants to
I
address that.
this if I were to bet, she probably does have an attitude, but I can't really determine it off a picture, man.
Well, I'll say this.
Can we just be a little reasonable?
To me, she looks attractive enough to approach, but I would much prefer she had a smile on her face. I'm just gonna keep it real. I would prefer she had a smile on, but I'm trying to take it as she just took a picture. Somebody is actually holding the camera. We see where her hands are. So somebody said, "Let me take a picture of you." Now, why they took the picture, I don't know. I don't know if it's friend, foe, professional, or what. You know what I'm saying? But if she was smiling, she would look 1,000 times better, if you ask me.
Can
Roger,
you guys hear
let me
me?
go. Roger, let me go for a second.
Yeah.
Before I was going overseas, I would probably be on top of this kind of woman. But once I started going overseas and seeing how different women act and how they present themselves and the things that they do, no, I see this kind of woman and I see those things like the jewelry and stuff like that, and I see the hair and I understand what they want and what they want me to pay for to keep them to looking this way. No, I wouldn't look at her the same way. I would look at a different kind of woman. I have been ruined for these black women. I've been ruined.
But
So that
in
makes
America,
more sense right there. What you just said.
Okay.
but most of the time in
Let me
America, this is what a woman
wait,
look. This is what black
let
women
me
look
give
like.
it let me give it a shot. Let me give it a shot. She's aesthetically pleasing to just about any man that's gonna lay eyes on her. Let's just take this picture at face value. She's a good looking woman. She's not a bad looking woman at all. But she's still, even though she looks aesthetically pleasing, she doesn't look inviting. She does look like a challenge, bro. Based on this picture, she looks like a
She
challenge. This
she
does not look like a wife.
Hey, GBR, she looks like a challenge because she's black, bro.
Well,
No, no.
Yes,
She looks like a
yes.
she
We've
no no
we've
no
come
no no.
across so many of them that are like that. That's what. Yes, man. That's what it is.
Who
That's
takes
what
a
it
picture?
is,
Who
fellas.
takes a
I wouldn't
picture
care if
not?
she
No.
was black, if she was purple or
Hold on.
green. If she
Who?
looking like
No,
that,
man.
we gonna
Wait,
be on guard.
but who takes
No,
a
he's
picture not to look attractive? That's why I don't get where y'all coming from. If you're gonna take a picture, you would want to look attractive,
That it
looking pleasant, smiling, your hands not on your hips
that
like you about to give
that
commands. You would
that
want to look ladylike in
that,
a
that could
picture.
have been a large portfolio where she smiled on 1,000 other pictures,
But
and
so
then it was like
what?
on this one, I'm just presenting, fella,
Right, but
y'all.
that means
Come
she's
on now.
presenting herself unattractively.
okay.
And
no.
she
That
thinks
has
Here,
to make
That
me
and
doesn't
she
look
make
thinks
better.
she's
sense,
but
fellas. Come
wait,
on
and then
now.
she
no, no,
no,
no.
but she
Here's a
thinks she's attractive. That's what
you're
the
asking
catch is.
you're asking us our opinion, and then
Right.
you're trying to debunk our opinion. Bro, it's just our opinion. Like, you might see something different. We all get a chance to see something different. To me, this woman,
Mm-hmm.
just face value. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know this woman. I don't know if she's educated. I don't know if she's well articulate, well spoken, or nothing. So just based on this picture, I'm telling you, bro, I would not marry this woman. This woman does not look like a wife on this picture.
Now I want to say shout out to Black Rule Strikes. He says she is overweight and after you marry, she is going to gain a lot more weight. Trust me. Now I'm gonna say this. I'm trying to give her a break on the weight. Because the way the outfit is, I'm trying to think the outfit may make her look a little bit bigger than what she actually is. So I'm really trying to give her a break on the weight. At
No,
the
she's
end of the
just
day,
big, Roger. She's just
but
big.
I mean that's not gonna help her with me. I'm just gonna say that that's not gonna help her with me. At the end of the day, I didn't even say I didn't want her because of her physical features. She just reminds me of too many people that I put in the devil worshiping category. And that's just what it is for me. She looked like she hang out with the devil worshipers. I don't want a woman that look like she hang out with the devil worshipers. You know, now if she didn't have the devil, maybe she was smiling, maybe my eyes wouldn't have been drawn to the stuff that I see as chances that people worship the devil on her. You know, I may not have peeped the rings and the bracelets and the cross in that circle. All that seems wrong to me. I'm just keeping it real, y'all. You know, so she don't
That's
present
fair.
herself like the women I want to talk to. That's all. I
That's
ain't saying
fair.
she ugly or nothing. She just don't look like the women I want to talk to.
No, I was
Yeah.
saying that's fair for you to feel the way that you want to feel. However, we see this individual, but I think it's conclusive that none of us really saw like there could have been maybe a wife, but instantly nobody was like, oh yeah, that's something that I'm really to build a legacy with.
I'm
Just
gonna
off top.
say it's her fault that nobody sees potential because we could all work at the same office building. She could work at this office building with us, but based on this, ain't none of us really trying to have a. Well, I know me. I'm gonna
Yes.
say me. I'm not gonna really have a conversation with her. I'm just gonna kind of avoid her. Real
What's
talk.
gonna happen? What's
I,
gonna happen if we was all working in the same building together? It's us and her. Everybody that gets a chance to knock her down gonna knock her down. Ain't nobody gonna marry her. That's the truth.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all have that one.
I mean, hey, fella, only thing I just be trying to challenge our thinking as well as my own, man. So when I'm doing this, it's like, fella, really, we can't really. I made my determination myself. I get it, fellas. I'm very hard on on chicks, man. I'm very hard on. But I'm saying in reality, we can't even make that determination. To be honest, fellas.
I mean, like I said, this is just even if it's all hypothetical, this can be
Yeah.
AI. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
But
We
just
just
remember.
giving
I was just presenting a hypothetical. Maybe okay, let's strip away all the what she's wearing and the jewelry and whatever. She keeps the hair because they're not going to give that up. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So what if she presents her way in a presentable way,
well,
pleasant?
but real
we
talk
She's
though.
can't
I
we
mean, we
smiling.
don't
can't
get to
we don't
marriage
want
if
to
I don't
pity
even
nobody's
approach you
decision.
though.
You want that decision to be genuine. And if that's what it is, it's just what it is. You get what I'm saying? That's a real genuine audit, if you will, or reaction from multiple people. I've escaped the word right now. A poll, right? He did a pretty decent poll and can kind of get some real statistics. I don't want to coax nobody. Well, wait, maybe we paint her up a different way and you know what I mean, slim her nose
I
down
mean,
and
y'all gonna
this
people's
opinion.
gonna do what they do. I ain't trying to convince
Exactly.
no nigga, man.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a decision to say, hey, and even from us, this is really for us to identify what's going on in our community, right? Why is certain things happening? It ain't to beat up women or beat up men or none of that. It's to genuinely say, hey, your delusions are unfounded. Now it's time to wake up, right? Be real. This ain't us beating you up. This is us, hey, wanting you to learn, right? And saying that don't believe that over there, believe this over here. And if you believe these men who right here in your face are showing you that they plan works, right? Whatever that plan is, they showing you it works, and you still want to fight it for sustenance from another community or sustenance from another entity, right? Because you don't want to follow the men right here next to you in your community. You just don't want to just bow down. So because hey, you have these other resources out here, you can wear what you want, say what you want, do what you want, go what you want, take all your resources and give it right back to them. Well, certainly they're gonna support you because you giving all your $2 trillion annual debt bill that we spending right the fuck back to them. So why wouldn't they defend you?
Now I'm gonna say shout out to Black Food Strikes one more again. He say that outfit, look, and body positioning is communicating the message. Jado, okay, that was for you, brother. He said it's not just coincidental, it's purposeful. And if you're smart, it's a warning. And all I'm gonna say is this, y'all. Real talk. I'm not saying every guy's gonna like every single woman, because I've said time and time again, Rihanna just look like a street rat to me. Okay,
Oh,
I don't get it, but I
that's an
understand a lot
unattractive
of people
woman.
like her. You know, I'm not
That's
saying
a
Rihanna is unattractive. I ain't say that. She just remind me of women that I would, when I think, you know, she a street rat, she reminds me of that look or whatever. I'm not saying she is or ever been. So it's just like other women done created situations where it would be difficult for me to be with Rihanna and be on some attractive level stuff. This woman is in the same boat. Other women, the way they have been, I would try to be cordial to this woman. Let's say we all worked in the same office building. I would try to be cordial. But realistically speaking, off this picture alone, I'm gonna avoid talking to her. That is not saying she's a bad person. That's saying I don't even want to potentially find out who she is as a person. I have no interest in finding out who she is. I don't want to talk to her. Now, I'm not saying we would never talk. Maybe if somebody else talked to her and then say, you know, Roger, she cool people. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Yeah, you find out, tell me she all good, and I can rock with that. You go to lunch with her first and tell me she's decent to be around, but it's just something about her, bro. I don't want to be around her at the end of the day. If I gotta go to where she is, look, man, I'm just here to use the fax machine. I'll be out there here in a minute. You know what I'm saying? If I just come too close to her desk, man, I'm just here. You know, I'm using the copier. I
Roger.
want to be
Hey,
around.
Roger. Roger, I know you finna close this thing down, so I just want to challenge Jado's thought process on air for everybody else to think about. Women have for a long time tried to make it seem like men don't know what they're looking at, and we don't know what we're seeing. They pretend like like our observations are just off, so they can get away with all kinds of stuff. Jado, do you think you might be a victim of that?
Nah, hold on.
oh,
Now.
That you don't
hold on.
Jado
What?
presenting things for the purpose of the show. Now, come on now.
No,
Y'all,
no, I understand.
y'all
No, no,
boys,
no, no.
y'all funny, man.
No,
No,
no, no, no, no, no, no, no, no.
I ain't gonna let him do you, Jado.
I'm not
I ain't
being
gonna.
adversarial, Jado. I'm just
no. I ain't
saying
taking it that way. I ain't taking it that way. Go ahead.
when men challenge other men in this fashion, and I'm not just talking about Jado. I'm just talking about life because men do this a lot. Do you think they might be a victim of women pretending that men don't see what they actually see, and men falling for that?
Well,
Uh,
yeah, men
It's
aren't
just
supposed to have standards. Like just all about men having no standards whatsoever.
right.
The whole
So it's just that's just a thought. That's just
uh,
a thought experiment.
yeah,
Just something to think about
uh,
as we on the
yeah.
way out. That's
You
all.
got, you guys are making legitimate points, very, very valid points. My thing is just like this is a snapshot. This is like a millisecond snapshot. So she won't be presenting herself like this all the time, right?
Hopefully not.
And
She
God
can
I
put
forbid.
on a
don't.
nun. She can put on a nun's outfit, right?
I don't want
At
my
some
wife
point,
presenting herself. I don't want my wife presenting herself like that
She
one
in a nun
time.
outfit and
right?
arching her back. You know, I mean,
What?
what we doing?
I'm just saying. Okay, yeah, I
Well,
get it.
I'm gonna say we all got to come to a conclusion at some point. I want one of y'all to find out if she a devil worshiper or not first. Let me know, because when I look at her, I see devil worship. That's what it just is what it is. I don't care who get offended. That's what came to my mind when I saw her. I was like, she one of them devil worshiping people. Okay, it is what it is.
Roger sees Santeria. Roger sees she worshiping Oshun. Get
She
out of
no,
there, Roger.
she could be a one. She could be a wonderful person, but I don't want to find out. That's all it is. I don't even want to find out. You know what I'm saying? Who she is.
Hey,
You
That's
know.
his preference. I agree. That's his
that's
preference.
old that's the old girl who came up on the panel talking about she was in love with the warlock.
Oh, devil raising. I'm gonna close this
She
out.
lo-
Yeah.
oh man, my
Shout
bad,
out to
bro.
shout out to Black Who Strikes. He said I definitely see witchcraft around her, and we know black women are becoming witches at high number these days. And you know what? That's a real good point, because it is a lot of them that's actually going through the process to be considered real witches. That
Well,
is a thing they're getting into. You know.
between humans is not a new thing. Knowing how to control the resources and the elements around you, knowing that this world that we live in is electricity, light, and magnetism is not a new thing. It's a new thing for us. This concept, this actual concept of Jesus Christ, and that thing is a fairly new concept in religion. Like this
hold on now.
monotheistic, religion.
That's a long way to say he's a warlock. That's a
Hold
long
on,
way to say he's a warlock.
y'all hold fast because I'm gonna close the show down. We are past the 3 hour mark. I am gonna say, all that being said, no, there are real black women out here saying they are witches. This is not a mistake. It's not a misinterpretation. They are going through this trouble to say they practice witchcraft at this particular
they're
point.
not chemists.
Yeah,
by no means.
Exactly. And they're saying they're taking on the religion of witchcraft. And my thing is, if they saying it, and unless I see something that says they're not doing it, then I ain't gonna disagree with them. You know what I'm saying? They say they witches and they coming off looking like witches. They got stuff in the background. Sometimes you can pick up on certain things and see certain stuff. It looked like she is pursuing witchcraft. And my thing is, I don't mess with the women who pursue witchcraft. And based on the outfit she got on, it just reminds me of the women who practice witchcraft. So I don't want to talk to them.
No, I dig that, Rob. I mean, for me, if you're out here posting ass pics on Instagram, you causing havoc, you've had an abortion, you not married, you're a witch. I guess my bar is very low for it.
No, yeah.
I don't need no outfit. I don't need none of it. You're a witch.
And I'm gonna say, yeah, she could be a lovely person, and maybe she's not as big as I'm trying to give her some credit. That outfit making her a little bit bigger, but other people saying no, she just big. Hey, it is what it is. But see, this to me shows a fundamental problem. Black women don't understand it is your job to make us interested in spending our lives, labor, and money with you. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. If you want me to put my life on the line for you, you need to convince me that's a good thing to do. If you want me to use my labor to earn money so you can get benefits off that, you need to convince me that I got to be comfortable doing this stuff. I tell women all the time, you don't make me comfortable spending money. I don't get into this, you just being cheap. No, I'm telling you the truth. You don't make me comfortable enough to spend my money on. Because I only buy stuff I want. If I make a mistake, at least I want to be, hey, I made a mistake, but I had me a good time this, or, maybe I shouldn't have spent too much, but I had some. I don't want to spend my money on stuff that don't benefit me. And if you don't make me think that it's a good idea for me to spend my money with you and I'm going to have a good time, I ain't trying to do it. It just is what it is for me, y'all. But we got to wrap it up here because I got to close this out. It's been a great show. I do believe the things that we pointed out that women want. Yeah, they want their stuff on a large level. It wasn't as positive as I would have liked it to be, but I just want to deal with what they actually want, not just saying something for image sake. That's not what I'm here for. I want to deal with what they actually want, and I think we did that. Nobody seemed to come through and disagree, so it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. Long live the habitual line steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right, and I'm out.